Hello, Juggz people. We are back. We are back. It's been a while. Well, I say a while. You've had a week of us.
That's it. We're back. We're back on the train.
We've had a week.
We're going away again.
We are in a flow again. Well, that's what we're in.
We're in the flow.
Hi. I'm Peachy. How are you doing, Louise?
I'm good. How are you, Rob?
I kind of like...
Am I Rob?
Yeah.
You're
Oh
not
wow,
Rob.
yeah. You're Louise.
I don't know
No,
anymore.
I'm Peachy. I'm Rob.
You're Peachy.
I'm Rob. You're
You should
Peachy.
I want to be Rob.
You should be Peachy.
I want to be Peachy.
Peachy's the best.
Yeah,
I
agree.
liked
Peachy
you.
is
I
not
tuned
the
into your
best.
live stream yesterday. Amazing stuff.
And
you
I
have a live
ignored
stream?
Rob all the way through.
I missed it. What happened?
It was good. He should tell you what he was doing. But
Yeah,
when
well,
I tuned in, he was just absolutely locked in on kit bashing. So much so, I was like, "Hey, Peach, how are you?" Silence for minutes at a time.
One time I went into Peachy's stream and I was like, "Hey, how are you?" And then I went away for 5 minutes. I come back and he was just like screaming in a Star Wars helmet.
Oh yeah.
that was
Remember
fun.
that?
That was
that
fun.
about? Yeah.
That was Star
I did
Wars
a weird
Day.
thing. Yeah, it was Star
Yeah,
Wars
it was
Day.
Star Wars Day.
Yeah, so I decided I was gonna randomly paint a halfling riding a pig.
For the game?
For a random game called Harefoot Jousting by
Harefoot
Joe.
Jousting, that's it.
We love Joe.
By
Joe's
Joe,
the best.
yeah.
I also had that book.
Yeah,
It's
he
a great
sent us a
book.
copy of the book as well.
Which is
Did he?
good because it's sold out at Games Expo and I really wanted one.
It's a great
Not Games
game.
Expo.
So good.
Salute.
Charlie put up the rules straight away, and
No way!
Let's slow down. So there's a game or a book or what?
there's a game. It's
Okay,
called
make-
Harefoot Jousting,
Okay, made by our friend.
made by the beautiful Joe McCullough,
Yeah.
published by
Joe.
Osprey Publishing. And the general gist of it is you have a team
Joust of
of
it.
small things that joust, right?
General joust. of it.
General
Let's let the joke happen. You did it. You did the joke. Just the joust of us.
Yeah. Oh.
It's
Just the joust of
No,
us.
it was just the two of us, you
Joust.
idiot.
And it went over my head.
Just the joust of us.
As you can tell, I've not been with these guys too much.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
Joust the two of us.
Joust the two
I
of
do this thing sometimes. I get like locked in and I ignore all the fun things going off around me, and,
Yeah.
and then I watch it back and then I hate myself immediately.
What when you're
I
watching
never
the video?
watch it back.
Well, like any video, like if I did like live streaming and like there was loads of people commenting, I'm like, oh, I missed all like you. I'm mortified.
It's because
now.
you were having fun.
I know.
Stop it.
I
Yeah,
know,
like
but-
you were like, the bit I actually tuned in and you were like, I like Sten guns. I don't like Nazis. Like, and I was like, what?
Love Hugo Boss.
Yeah.
Hate the Nazis.
Yeah, it's because I was built. I'll come back to that because I'm all over the place right now. So yeah, Harefoot Jousting is a fun little game where you just get like halflings, and if you flip the book around the other way, it's got like all the little gobbling critters that ride like cockroaches and slugs and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
It's very cute.
And they just joust. It's just a really fun, simple game, really basic mechanics. But
Model agnostic.
oh yes, you can do what you want. I mean, they sell models like North Star always like produce models for Joe's games, but yeah, you can use what you want really. You can have hobbits riding.
Whenever I think of North Star, I think of Fist of the North Star. The
Yeah,
anime,
most people do.
every time, and
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I think of like, who does GTA?
Oh,
it's
Rockstar.
Rockstar, I
And
think
there's
Rockstar.
Or there's North Korea.
But it's in the
I mean,
north.
they do have a big red star.
Yeah.
Because like Rockstar's in Scotland, which is north, so I always get it confused.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rockstar's based in Scotland.
Yes, I applied for a job there. The speaker at my uni graduation was like the head of Rockstar. The year before it was Donald Trump.
No way.
Not even kidding, because it's Aberdeen.
Oh, and he's got the golf course, which he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, okay.
so the year before I graduated, the guest speaker I think was Donald Trump.
Gross.
Insane. This was in like 2012.
The head of
or
Rockstar's
something.
way cooler.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
He was like, it's pretty cool.
He's like,
being
you
me.
can
I don't
make a
know.
game, wait
Yeah.
12 years to make the next game, it's fine.
And no one will give a fuck because they'll just keep modding your game for you.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
It's
I mean,
great.
Oblivion did that, and then they just went, we're just going to knock out
I still
an
need
amazing
time.
remastered
Still
version.
need time too. But yeah. You did some Harefoot Justin.
Yeah, Harefoot Jousting. On the stream, I was building some Trench Crusade stuff. So I did a little apology on the stream.
What?
And this is Rob made a good point.
Are
It's
you
like,
cancelled?
look up every now and again, Peachy, from time to time. I had a kit of, they look like Stark warriors from Game of Thrones. They're
Yeah.
called Northmen warriors.
Yeah.
They're really nice. I was going to use them for Guards of Traitors Top, but they've got these really cool padded jerkins and they look very Trench Crusaders. So I gave them like
Sick.
some World War II arms, gave them some World War II heads. Thought I could make some cool, sick looking Trench Crusade dudes.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Building away. The kit does a weird thing. So you get the sprue and you get, so the torso is separate from the legs.
Yeah.
You get one set of legs that's intact and then you get two sets of legs which have one leg separate.
Okay.
Okay.
On that sprue, you have a left leg missing and a right leg missing, but there's two right legs.
You give him 2 left feet, you can't dance.
And I was like, what the hell? So I was talking this through the chat, and I'm like, am I building it wrong? Am I building it wrong? So I was like, you know what I can do? I'm just going to cut his foot off and reposition it.
Yeah.
'Cause I can always put it back. And obviously when I'm looking down doing this, there's people in the chat going, no, Peachy, there's another sprue in there, there's sprue B.
Oh my
it's
God,
almost
me.
the same.
Yeah.
But the weird thing with this sprue is, it's like you get
got
2
the
left feet
left
on one,
feet?
2 right feet on the other. But it's like, just, why
That
have you done
feels
that?
fucky. Yeah, that feels like
Why
just
don't you just make sure the ones on that sprue build the models entirely, and the ones on that sprue build the models? So
Maybe it's so that you have to have both sprues.
But then
I like how Peachy's built one Gundam and he doesn't know how sprues work anymore.
this
He's
is-
like, what?
We've been
Why is it not
spoiled.
just sequentially on a
We
sprue?
have been spoiled.
I mean, they don't even have numbers, Rob, or
No.
instructions.
Really?
No.
They don't have numbers?
They are quite basic kits, but
Okay.
the sprue does actually say sprue A and sprue B, but it's really... My feedback is, it was my bad, I didn't look at the sprue
Or the chat.
writing, or the chat.
Honestly, the amount
honestly,
of times I'm like yelling at
If
Rob,
you're going to
like,
make a kit and you got two sets of legs, one missing the right, one missing the left, just put the left and the right on the same sprue.
you're
Yeah,
not
for
wrong.
sure.
You're
Don't,
not
don't
wrong.
mix it. That is such a dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
And I apologise to Five Forge Games, but it is still dumb.
You're like being
It's still
critical
dumb.
of things is fine. Being
Yeah,
that's
you're
okay.
absolutely allowed to criticise. If
Yeah.
we weren't, I'd be out of a job.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
I'd be out
You
of
wouldn't be the honest
Am
working.
I the honest sprue builder?
Whoa! New YouTube channel coming soon.
Honest sprue builder. But yeah, it was great
Could you
fun.
ASMR just build models? Do you think that's something people
I
would
tried,
watch?
I've
I
seen
tried
someone do
to
it.
yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, because
What-
I have a function. Well, I did on my OBS, which was like top-down camera with audio,
Yeah.
so that I
Ooh.
could do ASMR building.
I have seen people do it with Gundam and
Yeah,
miniatures.
yeah, I really wanted to,
Especially
but,
the clipping.
But now everything's all messed up because I'm
Because why?
Oh, what did you do?
in my new studio.
Oh, yeah. I checked it out. It looks mega. I'm so jealous.
Okay, let's talk about that.
And I murdered them both.
So, Peach, you went into the new studio to check it out. What do you think
Yeah,
of it?
Peachy, first reaction.
First impression.
So I was like, whoa, it's bigger. Whoa, it's clean and tidy. I can see tables.
For now.
For now.
For now.
She's
Give
got
it a
all
week.
the things she's got and easily reachable. There's
now.
like some nice little trolleys underneath. The thing that blew my mind though, Louise, is as nice and pretty as your desk is and your curvy screen and all your space, the tech.
Rob,
The
I
tech.
want to thank publicly. We need to get a video of you in my office later so I can put you in the video.
Just,
itself.
just turn around doing this.
There he is. There, except he just looks so tired.
Tech support.
You're like,
But
IT.
yeah. Rob, I want to thank you very much for basically. There's like 3 people I want to thank, and
Okay.
for because I thank
Your
Peachy.
mum,
No,
dad, your
kinda.
producer.
So like Nathan, obviously,
Ooh.
I think did most of the work on the room.
Yeah. So he's the builder, the
Yeah,
contractor.
so Nathan's Rob's best friend in the whole world.
He's the best.
Yeah, he is the best. And he basically made the room. He like gutted it. It was like, wait till you see. I can give you some before and after shots
Sure.
for this Juggz because I'm doing a video on it anyway. But it was the dumping ground of this building.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that room existed because I think I just blocked out
Just
my
didn't
mind
go that
for-
far back downstairs.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just a storage cupboard that was basically shite, right? So Nathan gutted it, essentially built entire new floors and walls for it.
Wow.
Yeah. He came with me to IKEA, built all the IKEA furniture, and he just did so good. And
He's a
Rob,
handsome man as well.
Yeah.
He's a
handsome.
good.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
He rocks the bold world.
I was going to
True.
talk about what Nathan did the other weekend, but well, tell Peachy later. Can I tell Peachy later?
Did it involve
Get
a
out
sex
him. We
swing?
can tell him now.
I don't want to tell that.
Okay, we won't tell him now.
Do I?
I mean, I could tell him. How about I tell him and
Can
then
we,
you?
can we beep,
how about you
can
tell
we
me not
beep
to
it?
tell him?
Can we beep it and then just get his reaction?
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Nathan
this-
the other day went to an event where there was a 17.
Can I say it?
You can 17 person.
So it was a 15-person human. It was a world.
Did he-
no,
did
sorry,
he
I
join in?
got that wrong. It was a world record-breaking 15-person.
No, I made that up.
You said no. Nathan said it.
No,
I
I
asked
said
if
no,
it was
no.
a
I
world
made
record.
no. I made that up.
Either way, it was a potentially world record-breaking human.
Was he involved or was he?
No,
He was
just
spectating.
spectating.
He
There were
was spec-
spectators.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It was all lassies. Smaller fists.
But he's a great builder.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
We will beep all of that and just get Peachy's reaction.
All I imagine now is when he's putting roll plugs into walls and just like
He
drilling
really
it.
knows what he's doing.
yeah.
But it was, I think it was like a shame con. Fantastic builder, great with his hands.
His face.
Poof.
Anyway, so he's done most of the
Shook.
work.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Wow.
And then obviously after that was done,
So what was the number?
You can go with him next year. It's fine. 17%. Wow. Bring Pearl back.
I will.
Anyway, so yeah, then after that was done, it was basically over to Rob.
Well,
to...
Tom did your great sign,
Oh, we're
right?
getting there.
Okay.
No, you
Yeah.
came first though, I
Okay.
think. So
Story of your life.
Rob came. Rob came in to do. Can we not? Now I can't look at Rob's hat.
What my hat?
Great
My
hat, by the way.
got a
Great hat.
It's a hungry caterpillar
Hungry
that says
caterpillar.
"Eat the rich."
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Because he's grown up. When you read him as a story as a kid, he's just out there eating.
And he's fat.
And as he gets
The
older,
rich.
he's like, "I'm gonna eat the rich."
You're going to eat the rich.
God
Yeah,
forbid we ever get rich, Rob. I wish that for nobody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm talking about only the billionaire class.
Only the
Louise.
billionaires. Okay,
Yeah,
fair. And like maybe millionaires who are not nice.
I think anything over 50.
You mean the ones that could probably use their wealth to save
Yes,
and
literally
help a lot of people
like,
out?
It's
Yeah.
when you realize that
World
I can't
hunger.
remember, like 1,000,000 seconds is like something like 10 minutes, but 1,000,000,000 seconds is like 26 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
something like that.
Yeah.
Please correct me.
Yeah,
in
no,
the chat.
correct. And people don't
No,
understand.
that's not the numbers, but it's something
And
like
people
that.
don't understand the term trillion. It's something like
Trillion
like $1
is
million
stupid, right?
or something. If you like stacked it up, is like, I don't know, like a couple of 100 feet or something. But like if you were to do $1 billion, it's like bigger than the Empire State Building. But if you do $1 trillion, it's in space.
Yeah.
It's
that
like
makes sense.
nuts. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Just
Louise,
eat
you
the
were
rich,
talking
everybody.
It's
Just eat them.
a billion seconds
checking
is
it out.
31
Fact-finding.
years, and 1,000,000 seconds is 11 days.
Wow.
So that's the best way that I've worked out like the
that
difference.
is-
11 days versus 31 years is the difference between 1 million and 1 billion.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like it's like the next one up,
It just,
right?
it becomes
If you
a
were a
stat,
billionaire,
doesn't it?
though, how much money would you spend at a gachapon?
I'd
I'd buy a
a
gachapon.
You'd buy a gachapon. Would you have a human gachapon? You start put a coin in it, a
What, with
person
people
comes
in
out.
it?
Yeah.
Weird.
And then
That's
you
weird.
And then you can fist him at the end.
I
We
do know
probably
what
should,
gachapons
we should probably not
afford-
reference that
you
again
can-
for the rest of the show. That's just
We'll
an us
just
thing.
keep beeping every reference to it.
No, I don't want to.
Anyway,
That's more
what were we
editing
talking
time.
about? So after Nathan did all his bits, Rob came in and did all the electrical stuff,
Yeah.
which blows my mind. So I've got 2 big screens now because
You want to do gaming streams?
I wanna do gaming
Which,
streams.
like, so obviously I'm biased, but I think Louise will be one of the greatest game streamers you've ever seen.
you
Like,
are heavily.
agreed.
It's like when like parents have a snotty little kid and they're like, it's gonna be president.
No, because she's cursed. She's cursed. Like, not because like the things she does
Remember
are so.
disabled Wario.
Yeah, I do remember Disabled Wario. Like, there are so many insane things that you've done. Like,
Yeah.
So big news, Peachy, is that Rob has been playing his first games of Minecraft.
I have.
It's big news. They dropped this bombshell moments before we
Yeah,
went live.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Pretty
let's come
impressive.
back to that because
so,
let's finish
yeah,
the.
okay. So Rob did all the electricals, massive deal. Everything's looking really good. The
So
background
sexy.
looks great. And speaking of the background, the third, I think it's the statement piece of the room. I think it was down to Tom. Like Tom essentially did it all. So Tom made my new logo, which I've kind of like wanted that logo for ages, but I saw whatchamacallit, it was the Gundam Builder World Cup and they had a statue made out of old like Gundam sprues and it was like a hand and I was like, ooh, I want that. But for me.
Yeah.
So the original plan was to make the logo out of resin and Tom's like, this is a bad idea.
It also weigh like
Yeah.
20 kilos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So then Tom, and I think is it Trapped Under Plastic have a similar thing?
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
'cause
Either
they have
way.
a sprue
Logo.
Logo. Yeah.
Yeah. So either way, Tom was like, oh well, we can just do that. And not that I copied them. We
No.
came up with this idea by ourselves.
And then you saw it after.
I don't want anyone to think that we copied them. And
No,
I'm
no
really
one- no-
worried.
Yeah,
No,
I don't think
no.
anyone will think that.
I mean, it was one of the concepts of how when we were going to leave workshop as a
Oh,
team,
yeah,
we had
Sprue Loose.
Sprue Loose.
That was
yeah.
it, yeah.
Sprue Loose is a
Sprue Loose.
great name. Sprue Loose.
Right,
Sprue Loose.
Get out
And it
your
was on a
clippers and
sprue.
glues. Please, Louise.
That's so good.
Do some videos with Peach. It works.
All right, no, we're changing it. We're doing a new channel. Spruce is back.
Get out your files and clues.
One of the things that
How do you do that?
One of the things that I found, because see, she'll be a great game streamer.
Very fast, very
really,
quick.
but also really cursed. Because like, if she played The Sims, she would end up just making them.
I want to
all,
make
like,
a video of just
I
like
drown on mine
how
in the
many.
swimming pool.
Yeah,
I'll put him in a pool, remove the.
Yeah.
Classic. No.
You two absolutely should play a game together, and that's possible now, which is
I
good.
am
I
gonna
am a
make a
murderer.
video where I put all the whatchamacallit, the Primarchs in a house and see who smooches who.
That's pretty good. I had a dark sim family. 'Cause
Yeah.
I wanted as many ghosts in the house as I could, so I used to bring people in and I just murdered them.
You play The Sims like a girl, like in a good way. No.
But you
Like
play Fallout like a man.
I managed the
A
shit
man
out
who
of myself.
loves titties.
not the
No,
Fallout harem.
That's Oblivion. Fallout's
yeah,
different.
yeah,
Fallout's
yeah.
managerial.
Oh yeah, I started calling Peachy's Oblivion Booblivion.
Oblivion, why? What are you
It's
doing
just
on
a-
Oblivion?
Got a big
Just titty ladies.
titty mama, muscle mummy.
It's basically the same as every other
My
game.
favorite thing last week is Peach came up to me. He's like, I just clicked on like one muscle mommy video on Instagram, and now that's all I get. And I was like,
Oh,
you okay? And he's
no.
like, having the best time of my life.
This is why it's going to be fun to rate our algorithms. You know, there's like a muscle mummy bar in Japan. Liz would love it. Probably.
You should both
They
go.
try and hire
Oh,
her.
have you seen Liz's
actually.
arms?
Yeah, exactly. I remember
I
I
oil
one
them
time
regularly.
I one time posted a picture of Liz. Like it was all of us, and everyone's like, "Hello, who is she?
Look at the guns on Liz.
Yeah, it was like, look at the guns on
Look
that.
at the guns on her.
Either way, they probably try and hire her. But what were we talking about?
Well,
oh
so
yeah.
one of the things I found interesting about doing Louise's studio, especially from the tech side, because like...
Thank you, Rob, by the way. I want to publicly say, like, there's so many people I want to thank for this whole thing. I feel like I've done very little.
That's okay, because like ultimately like...
I was really hoping you'd say that's not true, but here we are. You don't have the button which makes you delete 5 seconds before in real life, Rob.
When you said it, Rob, I was like, bad news.
Who's been married for longer?
Peachy, I'm still learning.
Peachy was just like, you fucked it.
In those situations, just nod.
Yeah.
Just be like, no, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, babes.
Yeah, one of the things that obviously Louise super helped
Fuck
with
that
was
one.
the research for the technology.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Stop it, you two.
But it is a really interesting technical challenge because like there are quite a few like studio tours. Like there are some hobbyists that have done studio
What's
tours.
his face? Studio 52?
Yes,
He
yeah.
recently did the exact same thing, and he made a great video about it, and his was very, like, how to do it. Mine's going to be vibes-based.
I think his was very much like how to like.
And his videos look really good
Yeah,
as
I don't
well.
think it was necessarily the tech element, which is a little bit more challenging.
Yeah.
Because like especially we've changed your microphone, which is a big deal, and then we have the same cameras, but we've got a system now for changing to have more cameras and
Maybe I'll
different
get
cameras.
you to do a little voice overlay for my video to talk people through quickly what you did.
Yeah, sure. Like
That could be,
quite
that could
clever.
be. Yeah,
Just
yeah, I
lots
quite
of
like
footage
that.
of all the
Shall
bits and bobs.
we get
and
one
stuff.
of Nathan just being like, all right,
all right, my name's Nathan.
My name's
I
Nathan.
see I plastered this.
I
This is
have
a carpet.
I have a video of Nathan where it looks like we've trapped him in a dungeon.
Yeah, he does. He does. He looks like he's been
He'd like that.
kidnapped. Yeah.
It's really bad because there's like very harsh lights on him in like a concrete room and he's on the floor. He's wearing just like the most.
Is it like a dirty mattress and a bowl of water?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is literally giving that. And I just want him to do a voiceover being like, oh, what? I'm not being kidnapped.
I'm not being kidnapped. I'm just
Actually,
working
having
on.
quite a nice time here. That's my impression.
That's a good impression.
It's a good impression.
Yeah, I think it looks great, but also I think it's going to give you an opportunity to do more stuff.
Yeah.
Because like also that's been an interesting thing for me actually to share. Because like Louise has got a new studio, great, but I've also done a lot of research and learned a lot about like the infrastructure of like maybe setting up a studio like that.
Yeah.
Like just lights.
Well,
isn't
you
it?
had the similar thing when I started my channel, didn't you?
Yeah,
You
it was
tend
just
to learn things via me.
4 people.
What do you mean 4 people?
Well, like someone has to do the. I mean, it's basically what I do for my job, right? People are like, I want to play Age of Sigmar.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
cool, read
You're
the
a
book. And they're like,
facilitator.
yeah, and they're like, fuck you, I'm not reading the book. I'm like, well, I guess I'll read the book for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I'm
tell you
like,
everything you need
yeah,
to.
tell everything you need to know.
There's been a movie about you at one point called The Facilitator, I reckon.
Is that a thing?
No, I think there should
I think
be.
it's a good. It's
Played
like
by Jason Statham.
It's like the world's best,
The
worst.
Facilitator.
It's like a superhero, but really, really kind of weird. He just facilitates
Yeah.
other superheroes.
But you were ex-forces.
What's really funny? What's really funny is me and Louise had this this chat which relates to this.
Does
The other
it?
day she was like, Rob, everyone uses MacBooks for doing like Adobe
No,
and
all
doing.
I-
no,
all I
you're
said-
absolutely no. You listen. I want you to say you're absolutely
I didn't
correct.
say everyone. I said that someone asked in our little syndicate YouTuber group chat what everyone uses to edit, and everyone said a Mac, and I was really surprised.
I don't.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and she's absolutely correct. Just want to be clear. But then my response immediately to Louise was because I have facilitators that help me, and they are mainly 3,000 subscriber Indian tech channels, right? Who just make a video like, you want to click this, you don't do it, you're stupid. Like
Yeah.
those are my facilitators,
yeah.
right?
I love those channels.
And Rob's like, yeah,
And
Rob's
they
like,
only use PCs.
Yeah,
Like, just to be clear. Like, that's what I said to Louise. I was like, no, the guys I watch only use PCs.
Yeah.
I feel like
oh my God.
Which is
tutorial.
great.
I've said this before, but tutorial guys are the backbone of society.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially with
Like-
Premiere Pro, you don't need a 10-minute video. I just want 1 minute. Tells me what I need to know. It's like,
Or with chapters that will put you straight to where you
Oh,
want to
yeah,
be.
yeah.
Yeah, and they can tell me they can be mean to me as they do it.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, "Hey, you're here, you're stupid." So and I'm like, "I am."
You respond really well to. I think boys respond either really well or really. They respond better than girls to being told off.
yeah.
In what way?
Like I don't know, girls.
I get told off a lot.
Boys are like, oh yeah, you're a bigger boy syndrome, right?
Okay. Yeah. The Indian guys on YouTube are
They're
bigger,
your bigger boys.
and they're smart as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so thank you to them.
Okay.
But anyway, it's been really interesting learning that because also like the specifications. Because what actually is, great question for everyone at home, what actually is
Thanks
like the
for asking.
perfect, what is the perfect setup?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't just mean lights and mics, like specifically when you're a painting YouTuber. So like doing the research online for that.
Remember, like the amount of fuckery trying to find like a good painting angle
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
camera
yes.
to be
Or
at.
a good painting camera.
Do you know what I think? I don't think there is one. I think it's perfect to each individual. Like the
I'm
type
gonna
of,
film
like,
a
the
painting
angle.
video with like my headset on and
Could-
see if POV
You
works.
should do that one like the guy with the train. You know,
What's
who's
the-
got like the thing in his mouth or he has it on his head or
I
whatever.
hate that.
You know, the train.
Yes.
Have you not seen that?
Train guy. Yeah, he's cool.
Train guy. There's a really famous guy who loves trains. He's crazy famous. And every time a train goes by, he's like, has the camera's like in his mouth and on his head and it's like a 360.
Yeah.
So you just get this incredibly close shot of his
It's
face.
the weirdest
And then he's like,
thing.
oh, train! Like a train comes in, ah!
Same.
And people fucking love him. Like he goes to movie premieres.
Yeah,
Really?
he did a modeling shoot with Gucci recently, I think.
Oh my god! Wow, just
he's
reacts
like,
to trains.
Yeah,
He
he's
loves
like,
train.
I'm
But
here
I
at
think
Milton
everyone
Keynes.
really liked him because his genuine like love for something innocuous like trains was just really endearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, super
Yeah,
lit. But also,
yeah.
I think the way he filmed it also made it way better.
Oh, he's also a fancy boy though, and wears little suits to go to the train station.
He does.
and
He's a
stuff.
little
Yeah,
fancy
yeah,
man
He's a little
now.
fancy man.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
I think I might
But
have
anyway,
seen
you're happy in your new office, you think?
I love it. I'm a bit overwhelmed.
Yeah, of course.
It's new, isn't it?
Yes, but I think like the way I went into it is like I knew there would be a lot of teething. I expected it to be not worse, but like way harder.
Yeah.
Like I expected it to be much more. It seems to have gone really well.
Yeah.
I have more room in front of me to paint. We've worked like because obviously
Give it
like
time.
we're creatures of habit.
Yeah.
Like I will instinctively reach to where I want to reach to get my favorite paints, and if they're not there, that's a really big hurdle.
Yeah, of course.
Right. But we've managed to,
Especially
think,
for pro painters, surely.
yeah. Yes. But I think we've managed to kind of fix a lot of those teething problems. Like I've got them stored right under my desk. They're easily available. The top shelf is just like, it's not color organized. It's just my favorite paints
Yeah.
that I know I use all the time. Because I don't have my paint racks next to me anymore. I have two massive curved screens,
Oh,
which
yeah.
look
great.
incredible. And if I can start gaming again, I'd love to, because you know I love gaming and just never have time for it. I do want to start streaming again. if that's something I do, I'll be really happy, especially as my YouTube numbers are really, really down, which is sad.
I want to ask about that as well.
Yeah, should we have a little chat about that?
Yeah, feel free.
So I said on the Patreon exclusive, and I think I said last week as well, but I'm in a bit of a better space because I've slept more, and it's been longer since it's happened, so it's not shocking anymore. But my YouTube numbers have just plummeted. Like, going from averaging, I would say, about 70 to 100K to just barely making 30 on every video, which is like, considering I've not changed anything, like I've not changed the kind of content. It's not like, oh, I've decided to switch to doing Gundam videos fully. I'm just like, I'm still doing lore, painting, like weird Games Workshop history stuff. It's really heartbreaking. Honestly, it's really sad.
Yeah.
It feels like the main thing I set out to do, I'm failing at, and it's not just like I'm not doing it well, but people don't care, and that's kind of worse. It feels really personal, and I don't know why it's happening. It could be many reasons. I don't love blaming the algorithm because it's really easy to do, but I know a lot of people right now are doing absolutely fine. So. Is it me? Is it, people have just moved on to other things? I don't know, but it's made me very, very sad.
I mean,
so yeah.
I was going to say, I can relate to that a lot.
Yeah?
I mean, I'm looking at percentages, not actual numbers, because obviously you have more subs, so you get more views.
That's actually not true.
Well, no,
not anymore.
In comparison, you have more subs,
so
right?
Like,
and you do have a lot of views.
My oh my god, incredible video was probably Squidmar's Bad Day, right?
Yeah. But my point is, you have a lot of subs and you have a lot of views. But from a percentage point of view, your drop is about similar to my percentage from my views to my subs.
From what they were to what they are
Yeah,
now.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. So I'm not looking at the physical numbers of views. I'm looking at more the percentage.
Okay, that's smart.
In difference.
Yeah.
Because I've had quite a drop with weirdly my 40k content. I did 2 videos quite recently.
Honestly, that's for your channel not entirely unhealthy.
No.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Which I thought was quite weird.
Yeah, it is
so
weird.
I did like
It is
a quick
weird, for
Necromunda
sure.
one for the senior because I was painting it for that Heretic Hunt thing, and then I did a quick Heresy video. I know it's
liked
not
your
out
Heresy
yet.
video.
I mean, it's an evergreen video, so it'll be there forever.
Yeah.
Teaching people, and it might get a bit of traction.
We released Heresy videos on the same day as well, which
We
is fun.
did,
yeah, which
That's
is cool.
cute.
Using the same box of miniatures,
She
which I
kindly gave
actually
me some
hadn't put
miniatures,
together,
thank
which
you.
is really
Look
funny.
at you two, the efficient YouTubers. A new YouTube channel coming soon.
We just buy one box of minis and then share it and make
It's
videos.
not a bad idea. I mean, I've got plenty of
Honestly.
minis at home, so if you ever need them.
Yeah, I forgot we released a video
Like,
using the same box of minis.
Halflings
It's
riding
funny.
pigs, if you need a
But
halfling riding pig.
Either way, so one thing that makes me feel a bit better, but also a bit sadder, is that loads of other people have noticed the same thing in
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
particular circle of, like, and it's always easy to find confirmation bias if you really want to, right? If you Google, like, YouTube numbers down May, you'll find 100 Reddit threads of people saying the same thing, whether or not that's just them and everyone's, like I said, trying to find confirmation bias, or I don't know what it is, but either way, it's really fucking bumming me out.
Yeah, of course.
So,
especially because YouTube in the back end
Yeah.
gamifies your results, right?
oh, it feels, I know, like, I'm not dropped the quality of my videos. Like, I work really hard, and this is one of the other things. It's like, I love making videos, but I hate feeling like crap about them.
Yeah.
Like,
And no matter how much you tell yourself not to, you do.
No,
I
you
do.
can't help
I do.
it.
I
You
try. I
can't help
pretend
it.
to not be bothered.
I mean,
but-
yeah, me too.
There's-
It's like,
there's-
well, I'm proud of that video
Yeah.
for myself, but then it feels bad when, maybe 70,000 people decide not to watch it where they would have a month
Well, so
ago to
that's
go, and I'm
actually-
like,
so it's
am I
definitely-
just uglier? Am
Okay,
I-
well, it's
Definitely
so
not.
that's, I mean, yeah, sure, all of the self-conscious
Wow,
feelings.
thanks, Rob.
will-
You really fucked that one. yeah, you're really nailing this, babe.
Don't worry, Rob. I'll get a document. I'll send it to you.
Thank you. If you can make a
34.
YouTube video about it, Peach, you'll get our viewer at least.
Tutorial guy for how to fucking navigate these interactions. Anyway.
What I meant was, I don't agree with your statement that 70,000 people are seeing it and not choosing to do it, because I've looked at the back end hashtag. No
you can look
complaints,
at
thanks. Back end. Woo!
Sorry, Peach.
Missed it again.
Missed it again.
I'm losing my touch.
So,
Well.
but it's not that 70,000 people aren't deciding to click it; it's that they're not being shown it. Like, and that's really important. Like,
Yeah.
I post.
If you make a
That's
good
true.
video, like,
No,
people-
that's actually not the case either. Because
Okay.
so one of the things that happened to me recently was I did quite like successful video, but the successful video was not because the quality of the video was any better than any other videos. It's because it's information people wanted.
Yeah.
It was it's a new edition of Age of Sigmar, or not new edition, the
it's
new
like
season.
Being a new release guy is pretty fucking good going, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a new release
I
thing.
made a reel about just like the first look at the new Gundam Assemble miniature.
Yeah.
It did really well
Yeah,
because like maybe that's the only video that exists about that right now.
Exactly.
Not that it was particularly good or
Yeah.
detailed or insightful, but it was the only one there was.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. And I mean, so I looked at the numbers, and really, it's not being shown to anybody.
yeah.
But that's also true for mine. Like, I looked at it, and like that video that did well, it was something crazy. Like 92% of the viewership came from YouTube recommendations, and it was like
Oh,
8
so like it didn't show your subscribers.
It was like 8% was my subscribers.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
from the
That's
from the
interesting.
subscriptions feed.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy. And there was like an algorithmic shift in YouTube as well. I think what's interesting.
Apparently, but you know, it's like I said, some people are doing really well right now. So how does that explain? Like, it's not like every single person is like, unless they are. If you're a YouTuber and you're feeling the same way, let us know
you go.
because like it is hard not to feel like it's. And I wouldn't want to blame tools. Like, I want to get better, and if that's the current algorithm, then I need to do something better.
I talked about this on stream today. Actually,
Okay.
It was really interesting. I watched this video about kids using AI in schools.
Yeah.
Which it was super interesting because that, like, apparently it's just rampant. Like
Oh,
they're all doing it. They're doing it all the time, and like they're not learning anything, right?
No, because they'll just there's now ways that you can get an AI bot to not sound like AI.
Yeah, and also for several reasons. Like, you know, I remember being at school, I'm sure we all do, that like if you don't get good grades, you'll be a bin man.
Yeah,
Even though being a bin man's actually a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Literally, my mum's a bin man.
It's good money being a bin man,
Yeah.
just FYI. But like, you know, they tell you, oh, you'll get a job at McDonald's. And like, obviously we could talk about how deeply dark it is that like there's a non-living wage job that exists that you're
Yeah, that
threatened
you
with
can-
if you don't work hard at school.
And like this is it. It's like, okay, but surely if I do work at McDonald's full time, I should still be able to afford basic living amendments. And if not, why does that job
And
exist?
even have a holiday. Yeah, exactly, Louise.
Yes.
Correct. Well done. Based.
Based. Whoa! Give me your hat, Rob.
But we're like threatened with it, right, at school.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so like these kids, like if I was like, well, I'm done and I won't get that,
Yeah.
and so I am going to be working at McDonald's and I'm going to have a terrible life.
Yeah.
I'd cheat. Because someone's being like, hey, the
would
rest of your
never
lif's going to
cheat.
fucking suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're stupid. I'll be like, well,
I'm just gonna lie, so I
I'll
don't
just-
live this terrible life that you've threatened me with. Yeah.
It's like, it's not threat. What can I do? I'm stupid. Like,
I had a similar thing happen to me. So I went to private school. You
Yeah.
know, my parents put a lot, like my parents weren't super rich.
Yeah.
Everything they had, they basically put into me and my sister's education, which is really cool.
Thanks for reminding us, Leslie.
Thanks for reminding us, Leslie, and also Jake. Love you guys. Happy Father's Day. Thanks for spending a lot of money on my education.
Thanks, Jake.
Thanks, Jake. Either way.
Really water down the well,
then
right?
there was a lot of, I felt pressure
Yeah.
for me as a not particularly schooly person to excel
Yeah,
and
yeah.
be basically my money's worth
Yeah.
out of it. So I wasn't very good at school, right? But I remember we had this. It was a big deal. Like before you pick your final like things that you wanted to do in like higher school. We had hires. It's different in Scotland, but you know, you specialize your subjects. You get to pick what you want to do. You sit down with the rector.
What?
The
Rector.
rector. I know it sounds
Rector, I
rude.
barely knew her.
Rector, there's pills for those. Anyway, so the rector's like the principal. What do
Yeah.
you say in the UK?
Yeah,
like,
principal. Yeah, sure.
of like the whole school.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
Yeah, headmaster.
Headmaster.
Yeah.
But he's
Thinking
like
about it now, that's
he's like
pretty dark.
He's like the
Headmaster.
headmaster. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like the headmaster of the whole school though. So he's
Okay.
like a fucking Billy Big Balls, right?
Yeah, Billy Big Balls.
Billy Big Balls.
Other title.
So you get like a 20-minute meeting with the rector. Everyone in the year does, and your parent comes with you,
Oh,
right?
Sounds serious.
So you can talk about your future prospects. Okay, so I go in. I don't fucking know what I want to be when I'm older. I kind of want to be like Egyptologist, archaeologist, paleontologist, but like what I've never been taught what I can do to do those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Like there's not like anything that I was taught that I could be that, right? So I'm trying to be realistic here. So Rector and my mum's there as well. They sit me down and they're like, what do you want to be? So what are your, like, what do you want to be when you're like older? And I'm like, I don't really know, maybe like Egyptology and stuff like that. And they're like, okay, so any other kind of like ambition, something like where do you want to work? What field do you want to work in? I'm like, it would be nice to like run a coffee shop. And my mum was appalled. She basically like slapped me and went, she's just kidding. She's just kidding. She doesn't want to do that. And I'm like, I had no idea what I said wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, quite like the coffee shop down the corner. That seems like a nice thing to do. It seems quite chill there. And like,
meet new people, have a nice time.
And it was like I had said I want to be a stripper. Like literally, it was the look on my mum's face was as if I looked at this old man and said, I want to get my titties out. Like, and I didn't understand.
That's why it's called a headmaster, isn't it?
Erector. Anyway, but yeah, and I didn't understand. But of course, my mum had my parents pumped all this money into my education for me to be something.
Yeah.
And I guess running a coffee shop wasn't that, and she felt, I guess, embarrassed that I told the headmaster of the school that that's what I wanted to do. I didn't understand.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
that sucks.
But,
yeah, we put a lot of pressure. Actually, we're on a tangent of a tangent, but real quick. When I was doing nightclubs, it was always really funny to watch the after university depression that would kick in. So obviously I'm running nightclubs, so the biggest age population of people that would go is 18 to 24. Yeah. They turn up at 18 and they're like, I've made it, I'm at uni. I got told when I was 13 I'd got to get my GCSEs, then I was told at 15 I got to make sure I get my A levels.
And now you're by yourself, you have money maybe.
Yeah, and I'm out here and I'm
freedom,
I'm
smart, I'm in education.
Yeah, I've been indoctrinated literally with the use of alcohol at these universities, which should be investigated and is probably incredibly dark to the development of our leadership youth. But
wow,
Rob, crack on. I want to know more about this.
But then they'll do first year, get drunk, second year, and the third year, and fourth year, and I'm sure loads of people in the comments can be like, yeah, that was my life, and they'll be like, oh fuck. But the whole time they're told they're special.
That was my sister.
The whole time they're told they're special. They're like, oh, you've got your A levels, well done.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to uni, well done.
Yeah.
Oh, you're at uni, oh, you get discounts.
It's just the next thing is always get your A's, get your A's.
Yeah,
you did it.
But also you're special, and then they finish uni and they're like, I've made it. Am I special? And they're like, you're fucking not special now. And they're like, and they literally get depressed.
Yeah.
Like that 24-year-old kind of 24, 25, they finish uni drop where they realize that the entire time that they were never special.
Yeah.
There's a new group of special, and there's nothing for it, and it's fascinating to watch and see.
It's
in
hard
cycle.
because you're given purpose in uni, right?
Yeah.
It's basically like LARPing as having a job, except it's quite cushy and you paid to be there.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
So
a
then,
lot.
yeah.
I was going to say I can relate to that a lot because I was the first person in the Peach family to go to university.
Congratulations.
And it was, I'm not particularly academic. I talk to Charlie about this all the time. Not very good at maths, not very good at English.
Charlie's
science.
good at maths.
I like history and I like drawing. I love colouring in. I like colouring in. I was good at that. I was going to join the army. My dad was like, carry on doing your colouring in. You can join the army at any point.
Good.
Because my dad was in the army.
That's like the opposite of what they usually
Oh,
say.
yeah, because he's ex-serviceman and he's an ex-cop. And he's just like, no, go and do some fun stuff. Because I've been there and it's not fun.
That's really cool.
And I'm like, okay, so I did that and I got into uni. And it was a big deal for me.
Yeah.
But obviously there's a cost, which I'm still paying off.
It's crazy.
I put so much effort into that first year. The first year counts for nothing.
Yeah.
The second year counts for 20%.
Well, actually, so can we kind of? I don't want to derail your point, but that's to get us back to the original point where I talked about AI and people learning, right? Which is where we were. It did count for something because you learned and developed in that year. Yeah. Right. So sorry, carry on your story.
But kind of to your overall marks and stuff like that. So I put, and you can see it across the course. People just put the heart and soul into the first year. Then they discovered it doesn't actually count to your
Did you
degree.
went to art school as well?
Yeah,
same.
I did college.
Yeah.
Second year, at this point, I was like, so second year only counts 20%. I'm just going to put a little bit of effort in. And then by the third year, you're so worn out, you're just like...
Fuck it.
I'm like, I've paid all this money for this. This is dumb. And then when you get out, no one cares.
So in Scotland, uni's free, which makes a huge impact. It's so nice. And also medicine as well.
But I find universities now, they meant something back in
Well, I mean, the fact
I
that
feel like that would be the case. They meant something back in the
there's
olden days.
There's loads of numbers that like it's like not as worthwhile. Like
Yeah.
the debt's not worth it, etc. Debt's gone up.
Yeah.
How important it is, gone down, whatever. But the TLDR for what I was going to say was that what was interesting, or I found really interesting about this conversation, was not the teachers, but also some of the kids were talking about the authenticity of learning.
Yeah.
And it wasn't so much. It wasn't the reason I bring up the fact that you need to get the grades and all these other things that happen with uni.
Yeah.
What was really, really interesting was that they were just like, yeah, you could get an AI to pass the grades, right? And it's not even that you're cheating. I don't give a fuck that you're cheating. Like, if there's a system that's rigged, I think the system is rigged. I personally think. Then cheat the system. That's fine, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Obviously, we don't all have to agree, but that's what I think.
Yeah,
right?
I just couldn't physically do it.
Yeah, I know, I understand.
'Cause I
but the
wouldn't sleep
important
at
part
night.
is like, outside of the context of like, needing a job, needing to live, like getting degrees to do that, and all that other absolute horrible stuff that society forces on us. Like the idea of learning, I don't want, like, for instance, tomorrow if I could get an AI to teach me how to paint, I don't want an AI to teach me how to paint. I want a person,
Yeah.
and I want to learn to paint myself.
Yeah.
I don't want an AI to paint my models for me. Maybe actually that's not true. Maybe I do.
Robert!
No, but what I mean
Take
is,
that back instantly, or we are gonna get cancelled.
what I mean is,
You haven't taken it back.
no, I'm taking it back.
Thank you.
I'm taking it back.
Shimon's business.
I know.
Good job, by the way. Good job.
You
Yeah.
got mum face.
Yeah. Whoa.
It's the worst.
But yeah.
Slapchop's pretty much that anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You toying, Matt?
Yeah. It was a Robert, not a robot.
Oh, Robert. Nice.
Anyway, but the point was, it was about authenticity.
Yeah.
And it was like, what are we doing on the planet? Like, what are we doing as people?
Yeah.
If you're just not learning
Yeah.
and doing.
If we're just checking boxes as opposed to learning.
And how this relates to how you're feeling about your YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about.
What a divergence that
Thank
was.
you.
But yeah,
Good job, Rob.
it's,
Yeah. Well, how
so-
it relates to that, sorry, just from my
sorry, I
perspective,
thought it
is
was-
that you, Peachy, and also myself, like the authenticity of creativity, like the authenticity of like learning and growing. Like, and we talked about this on like the first few Juggz, right? Like, we're going to learn more about ourselves and accidentally create jobs and accidentally do things, right? By the process of doing versus just having someone else do something for us. Like, and the problem with YouTube is it's like very much like tick a box, get a number, do a thing.
Oh yeah, the gamification.
Yeah, and what I'm trying to say is,
Or like this good feelings, this bad feelings.
yeah. Whereas, like, when you have done your unsuccessful videos in quotation marks, there's still been 30,000, 40,000.
I've never made a video that I've put less effort into.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is you look at the comments and people are like, this was wicked, I love this, thank you. This was wicked, I love this.
Thank
the bad videos aren't full of comments being like, this is a bad video.
No, exactly.
And I'm trying to say that you should continue to
I
create.
just imagined that made me really sad.
I'm trying to say you should both
Not only
continue
is
to
this video
create.
shit.
I'm never going to stop doing what I'm doing. I think I just need to be a little bit better at the front end, which is the thumbnail and the title. That's where I need to put my
Front end
emphasis.
expert, back end expert. Which you will want to be.
I'm a back end expert.
I'm a bit of
I work in the mines.
I should work in the mines.
What?
Fucking
With the
delving
back-
deep.
Whoa.
Cave explorer.
That's some real fistipede stuff right
Whoa,
there.
you said we weren't going to do that,
We're not
Rob.
doing it,
You
sorry.
said we weren't gonna
Record-breaking
do that.
17 women human fistipede. You complete all of that.
Fistipede.
God damn it. Sorry, Pete, you were going to say.
I had a point about algorithm
Back
and
end?
stuff like that. I mean, I found that weirdly my 40k content or workshop content is not done very well.
Rare.
Whereas like Traitor's Toll was a couple of weeks ago, and that did really well.
I think that's just
so-
what people come to your channel for now.
Well, I think that's the thing. It's like maybe the Heretic Hunt scenery was just a random scenery video, but it was sort of Necromunda, and then the Paint of the Iron Warrior was very much like outside my normal remit of what I normally concentrate on.
Yeah.
But it is evergreen content, so it's like
Yeah,
I have done
you're
stuff like
building
before.
a backlog,
Yeah,
right? Of
yeah.
videos that people can watch.
But what was interesting was that video was really quick to film.
Yeah.
Because
That's good.
I did like an evening of painting, because we obviously had like 2 weeks of filming.
Yeah.
So I did an evening of painting, and I literally just did. And weird, this is weird. My edit had the full intro, but when I uploaded it, YouTube cut the first 5 seconds off.
I just thought my computer glitched.
Yeah, I know.
I literally just thought, oh, I'd already clicked on this video.
But it was already up
must
and
have
running,
just
and it wasn't
skipped
until after that I noticed it, and people are like, "Have I missed the first like?"
I
section?"
literally just thought like it had already loaded
Yeah,
like 10
it's
seconds
weird.
of it.
Oh, that is weird.
It is weird.
That is
So
weird.
my
I
first
hate
like
that.
5
That would make me
seconds are just
sad.
gone.
Oh no.
That would make me really
That's
sad.
the fight. According to my metrics, that's what 90% of the audience tune out from anyway. So well done. You skipped it.
That's smooth. I do that with every video.
What a
Amazing.
genius!
That was like the first 5 seconds anyway. Just cut it. Yeah.
Rob's
so
a genius.
smart,
So
Rob.
smart. I know you
Big
do that.
brain, big brain.
Big brain move.
But yeah, it's sad.
But yeah, it was like an 8-minute video, like literally
Easy.
30 seconds intro, 30 seconds outro, and then just content.
But you
And
enjoyed the last video you made, right?
I
and
love
you enjoyed that
I
video.
love every video I make.
Well,
But
just carry on.
I know, but part of me feels like
it's a competition, but not a competition.
No, worse. It's like, so
Ooh,
I have
worse.
some really big ideas for videos I want to do because I love making videos. So
yeah.
I don't think I talked about this. I went to Comic-Con and I won like
yeah.
the fanciest Gundam kit in the world.
Yeah.
It's like a 300-pound kit. And it's like, I think Adam Savage, is that his name?
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah,
He
he
did a
on it.
video
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it. I've not watched it
Oh,
yet.
is that the
'cause
one
I-
you've got?
Yes.
Oh,
I've not
my
watched that video
days.
because I don't want any spoilers
Yeah,
on the
it's a
kit
great
or
video.
anything.
It's a great
but
video.
it's a fucking fancy ass Gundam kit, right? It's perfect grade unleashed. And I'm like, that's a great video. I'm so excited to make me just like fucking reacting to the most insane Gundam kit in the world. But it feels almost like if I did make that video that I'm excited to make, I think people really like it, am I just throwing a really good idea down a well?
No,
No.
Kind of.
no.
No, because I think there's a huge difference.
But
so
if YouTube doesn't like me right now, then surely
well,
I should save my big ideas for when things are better.
should I stop making videos because I'll never have the
No.
subscriber count that anyone in the hobby will have?
True.
Like I don't like I'm gonna start some new YouTube channels soon, which we'll talk about in a bit for sure if you want to.
Yes.
But I really expect them to do much worse than all of the other stuff that I do.
Yeah,
true.
Am
But-
I meant
but
to feel like I shouldn't
would
do
you
them?
save the good videos for when your channel has like two? That's a good point.
No, I just put them out there, and I hope people watch them.
I know, but right now it's been 2 or 3 months. I think we're going into the 3rd month of every video I make is the worst video. Not the worst video, but the poorest performing video.
Yeah, it's good that
And
you
I'm-
reframe how you say that as well.
It's,
Yeah.
I mean, the worst video, it's how it feels. And I'm going to say it now. I've been really sad about it. I've had some really lows about it. And I don't know what to do. It's super sad. But one thing I'm planning on doing is being like, cool, whilst there's this lull in YouTube, which I hope doesn't last forever. It could just
Which
be
one
my...
is it that you're really sad about? Sorry, the
All of
Rainbow
them.
Warrior.
No, all of them.
Okay.
Have you not seen my
No. I know you've had like.
Yeah.
It's been dinner. I just thought there was like one in particular. I'm really sad
No,
about.
it's
Sorry.
like 5 or 6,
Yeah.
Peachy. Jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah, whilst there's this lull, I'm like, should I get back into streaming now that I've got my new studio? Should I like do more I know a lot of people who have been suffering this YouTube lull have been like, I'm just going to focus on Patreon a bit more. So I am making a Patreon video this week. And I guess I just ride it out and just keep
that's what
keeping
you
on,
can do.
I
right?
think the important thing to remember.
But it's sad. I don't like coming on here and being like, hey,
No,
I'm
no,
failing.
but it's an interesting thing.
But you're
to
not
talk
failing.
about.
You're not failing.
No.
Can I just be very clear? And I know you and me don't agree on this because we've talked about it loads. But you aren't failing. That's not true.
So not
because
what
you
the
just made a
numbers say.
Well, I mean, I know, and
But
I know you
what
hate
you
the
mean. I know what
argument
you
about
mean.
comparison as well.
Yeah.
But like for me, you're doing numbers I'll never do, and all
But
of
I
the
don't
comments.
think that's true anymore. I think I'm
But
now.
that's and then all of the comments are super positive and upbeat.
Yeah.
And what's fun about Juggz?
And that is what's important. Like, I don't want to be, like Peachy said, that guy who just chases numbers, because that's never
that's
been what...
inauthentic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's...
Yeah.
But I think my videos don't reflect
And they
that, which
usually
is
end up
good.
buying things as well to like massage.
Oh my god, literally. So I've still not been tempted to buy views,
No,
but like...
I do feel
I
like.
get how people would,
Yeah.
because it feels really
But
fucking
also,
bad. But then, like, it doesn't mean anything,
but
right?
also-
if you
It
buy
doesn't mean anything,
Exactly.
no.
I do wonder if it does affect like your ad revenue as well.
Or it affects the way the algorithm sees you as
Yeah.
well, because
but I
maybe
don't think I'd do it because I don't want
I'd
to. I don't
never
want
do
to
it.
present sent to robots and bots.
Yeah, like
That's
it's
It
what
an
it
doesn't
is.
mean
artificial
anything.
number.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
doesn't.
think
You
it's an
might
art-
as well still just have the other number.
Yeah.
I think your most recent video had like 40,000 people, and like a shit ton of people were
Bless.
like,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, I had a shit ton of people who said, I fucking love this.
So-
Yeah,
and
I was so
ultimately-
happy.
and, like,
I loved the video.
10,000 people is an if you put 10,000 people in
I
a
know.
room,
And
that's
maybe,
an insane amount of
maybe
people.
if people are watching this, they're thinking I'm really ungrateful
No,
and
you're
stuff.
not.
But it's
You're-
about, imagine you had been given delicious cake for your entire life, and then someone gives you a kind of okay bit of bread.
It's not
like
even
you'd
that,
feel a
Louise.
bit bummed out.
It's not that. It's you're a
And I'm sorry if
professional
I
in
sound
a professional
ungrateful.
environment, and you
I
want
guess so.
to make sure the
Succeed.
content you're doing is right. It's good for people, but also you got to be, what's the word, constructive about things as well.
Oh, yeah,
Like, I'm not happy with this.
realistic.
Why is this happening? How can I fix it? That's
I
an
guess
okay
it's,
thing
it's
to do.
similar with my painting, where I feel like the more I do it, it should be an upward slope, right?
What, the
I've been doing it for
models you
2
paint?
years. Well, because like every miniature should be better than my last miniature.
I understand.
Because I should be constantly improving. So I feel like with my channel, after 2 years, it should be nothing but that. Instead of going, I feel like that's an indication that I'm failing.
it's
Yeah,
not.
that's a fair thing to say. But also, like as an example, lots of businesses and YouTube channels and everything did really, really well in COVID.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I wish I started my channel in COVID.
But then you would have had a massive dip.
Yeah, you would have had a
Yeah.
massive dip. Also, another good thing to point out is that there's huge economic unrest worldwide right
Yeah.
now. Like,
And it's sunny.
And it's summertime.
and it's
yeah.
sunny, but there's a bunch of dips.
I know, but I don't like blaming other.
Well,
No,
I did a
It's
really,
a reason. Still.
I know, but I don't.
I had a video this week talking about how Age of Sigmar 4's been doing in the past year.
Has it been doing?
Well, there's really interesting numbers in that event attendance is up,
I
right?
thought you said it was down.
No. Generally, people feel like the event attendance is down, but it's not actually down.
Okay.
Because shout out to
I thought
Rob.
you'd said it was done.
I love Rob. He's the best, and his daughters love your stuff,
Oh,
Louise.
they're so cute.
Yeah,
Hi
yeah.
guys, if you're watching this. Hi.
But like he tracks the data, and then he did year on years basically.
Yeah.
And we've got more events and more attendees than same time last year. Which is interesting over several months as well.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting that January, literally events crater and there are no events and no attendees.
It's because people are like, the sun, I shall spend time with my loved ones.
I think it's like a post-Christmas thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like so there's this like seasonal thing to
Yeah,
events
yeah.
There's
and Warhammer
definitely
stuff.
seasonal lulls in life, right?
Yeah, but also like there's been huge stuff happening worldwide right now, like, and there's lots going on, and I don't want that to be like those things, those really important things are in any way like who cares about a YouTube channel compared to those big things?
Yeah.
But also like that's your life, right? So that's an
Yeah.
important thing to talk
It's your
about.
job.
I don't know. It could be loads of things.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
What I'd hate it to be is because people don't like me anymore.
No,
That's
it's
not what it
that.
is.
It's not that. I mean, Liz looked at my video the other week and she didn't get a recommendation. And she subscribed
I
and
had
she
a
looked out
comment
for
just
it.
being like, this video's 17 days old. How did I miss it?
Yeah. Some people
Absolutely.
go, something like-
YouTube's not showing them to people.
No.
They're not showing them to people.
It's bizarre. And
But a positive of that is apparently the algorithm is now changed, so it's showing smaller channels, which is really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
So
way it
I
should be.
have noticed in my For You page, it's like a lot of channels with like under 100 subscribers and like not very many views, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like on the flip side, it feels like a really positive change that
Yeah,
YouTube
'cause
has
it- 'cause-
made. If you're a smaller channel, if you're a medium channel, I think it's a bit but again, really cool if you're like small channels now have a chance to like break out, which is great.
Which maybe they just do for a certain amount of time. Like, but I think that's really good because if you're like, okay,
it's
cool,
really good.
we just end. No, someone might be making amazing videos with only 100 subscribers.
Oh, loads of freaking hobby YouTubers like don't have a lot of subscribers. Fucking great painters and shit.
yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
and that's my point. And like, if it was only all the people with the biggest subscriber counts, that would be really unhealthy for the
Yeah.
like.
Well,
the
this is why I'm like,
creativity.
okay, this is a good thing, but not for me.
I mean, my other Instagram account, I put a lot of effort into my photography, and I'm quite proud of some of the pictures I do.
Your one last night was lovely.
Yes, thank you. There are people that
Big fan.
follow me that have like thousands of followers, and their photos are taken on a potato cam, and they get lots of likes. I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
You just break. It's just about like you're
What
the
am I
guy
doing
that
wrong?
breaks out and gets lots of followers. Like
Well,
it happens.
it's like someone very.
And
much,
that's not me being mean. It's just like that's just factual. I look at it and go, "There's a big. I'm not a great photographer,
Oh.
but there is a country mile between the quality
There's
of these two photos.
hundreds of better painters than me, right?
But it's also like movie stars, music.
Yeah.
Everyone has an opinion about these things. But the important part is for all three of us is we're so lucky that there are people who react positively to the stuff that we do.
It makes me want to cry.
My battle reports are
What, that they support you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think,
People are
and I was gonna do a big Patreon thing today because I think Oculus Imperia did a similar thing where he's like, "Hey Patreons, I'm really bummed out that like he's going through the same thing as me, if he doesn't mind me saying," and he got a great response, and I am, like, it makes me like, I think I feel humbled. I think it's like, oh, maybe I did care about the numbers a bit more than I thought I did.
I think everyone does, though, to a certain degree.
It's hard not to. But at the same time, it does make me really grateful for what I do have and for the 30,000 people, even if it's not 150,000 random people, the 30,000 people who did choose to watch it when it's not showing it to anyone.
So my sharp bat reports are like, I put so much effort and love into my sharp bat reports, and it's a
They're
labour of
so
love because
you.
I love doing them.
And they're a lot of
and
work.
I'm never going to stop doing them.
Yeah.
I'm doing one this week. Really enjoying it. It's a finale to season 2. Had a lot of fun. It's not like 6 turns like I normally
Is it
do.
sharp in space?
It's not sharp in space. It's still finishing
Is it
sharp fighting
werewolf?
demons.
Yay!
But sharp. There is I'll spoil it off camera.
Yeah.
Oh, when does this go out?
Monday.
Oh, right, fantastic. So I'll mention it now. Sharp does get recruited by the people from Trench Crusade. So
Is he a heretic legionnaire?
no,
What is he?
he's going to be New Antioch.
Of course, he's
He's going to
still
be
a
goodie.
good guy.
Do you know
I
why?
thought
Do you
he'd
know
have
why?
like a.
I'm going to mention this.
Are there
when
any good guys in Trench Crusade? Can I ask that question?
I don't know. Maybe not. There's holy and evil.
Yeah,
Good
I
and
mean,
evil,
one's
maybe? I don't know.
literally the devil.
Yeah.
Whoa! What are you, the anti-devil propaganda? Let's calm down. God gives babies cancer.
Do you know that meme?
So let's calm
True.
down.
You know
true.
that
Right?
meme where
It's
it's
true.
like, hey, the devil from the Bible.
But the general gist is he's going to get recruited
Joust.
to the portal opens. He's going to go through with Peachy. Him and Peachy are going to go through. Because I did a V1, and at the end of the V1, just to remind my viewers that I haven't forgot about Sharp. Sharp appeared in the V setting,
Yeah.
so I'm going to have him just go through lots of different portals and stuff.
Okay.
But one of the things I thought would be quite good fun is the Trench Crusade guys are recruiting him. So New Antioch are recruiting because
That's cool.
there's no more Sean Beans. He's the last Sean Bean.
Oh, nice!
what?
Like
The
in the
Sean Bean?
multiverse.
Yeah, the Sean Bean multiverse. He's the only
Yeah,
one that's
nice.
It's like Morty's Rick's wife and
Yeah, or
Rick and-
Wolverine, or like
Yeah.
Deadpool.
He's,
Yeah.
he's, oh my god, is this like a common thing?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I didn't know.
I just did, 'cause
That's cool.
Sean Bean dies in all his movies.
That's such
Sean
a good
Bean
idea.
always dies.
We took it. He's like the last dodo. We took
Yeah.
him for granted. He was so delicious. We
Is
ate
it-
them all, and
Is
now
it
there's
the
just
one
one.
with Jet Li?
How do they make more? Can
Well,
they?
Well,
Make
it's-
more Sean Beans?
Sharp has never died, but all of our Sean Bean's characters have died.
I know, but like,
No.
how do you make more Sean Beans in the universe?
Maybe
Can
he's like he's a Sean being a Horcrux, and like the last one is Sharp. Like all the others have been killed.
Yeah.
That's quite
Yeah,
cool.
also fuck JK. But like just for
Fuck you,
everyone.
Joanne.
Fuck you, Joanne. You
Joanne,
suck.
you
You
suck.
fucking
I am going to
suck.
go back to my original
Happy
point.
Pride
'cause
Month, Happy
I
Pride
will
Month.
forget it. Is my core base, my fan base for the Battle Reports Sharp.
Yes.
I don't get. So my first one did like 20k,
Yeah.
and it's slowly but surely like been less and
That's
less.
how it works with
But that, I'm
series.
totally cool with this because
Yeah.
I've got a really hardcore following. But whenever I
Hell
go
yeah.
to events, people only talk about the Sharp. So I see more of the people that follow me on YouTube in reality as well.
Yeah.
So I know they're real physical humans because when I was at Adepticon, I had so many people talking about Sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's the coolest.
Because it's fun and it's good.
I
And
had that
But
with
the numbers aren't high. Is your point?
I don't care about that.
Yeah, that's
But
what.
because like I had that, so the cloth goblin video I made, that purely, I would equate that to the Sharp thing. It was
Yeah.
like purely, cool, I'm hyper fixated on this for 3 weeks, I just need to make a video about it.
Yeah.
It didn't do as well as my other videos, so I was kind of like, no one likes it. It's the video people tell me in real life that they like the most.
Yeah.
It's probably
Exactly the
because
same.
like your passion. Like I think most people subscribe and follow people because of their passion.
Yeah,
Like
agreed.
as in like
I'm
that
trying
person.
to think of anyone that isn't true for who I follow, but I think you're right.
And so, like, if every project you do is just that passionate, it might not be like. Listen, if there's 2 videos in front of you, there's one that's like the one that will do a lot of numbers, but the one that you're passionate
Yeah.
about. I would advocate that you always choose the one that you're passionate about because
Sometimes it's both, and those are the best days. Those are the days where life's worth it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But I never expected my Gundam videos to do well. I thought- because it wasn't Warhammer. I was like, no one's gonna care about this. No one's gonna. I'm just.
See,
there.
there
On
you
the
go.
other side of
it's
that,
not
though-
Warhammer. There we are again.
On the
Yeah.
other side of that, though, is the exact same thing where you're like, I love VR, let's talk about it, and no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is because it is what is it the triangle of like you like it, people don't give a fuck. You don't like it, people give a fuck. Kind of like it's probably more of a square.
Yeah.
VR is in the you like it and no one else gives a fuck. But guess who's making another VR
Oh,
video?
nice. Is
You
this
can't
fishing
complain
with...
about the numbers and make a VR video.
Absolutely will.
Oh,
Smart,
so
smart.
fair. Wait, so hold on. I'd like to talk about what you have been doing though, instead of just feeling sad.
Oh.
Because you have done some other stuff, and Peach was also talking about what he's still doing still.
Yeah.
I think maybe I don't know. I don't
What's
know.
that?
I lost
What's your
the
next
thread.
video?
So
I lost the thread. Is what I'm saying.
I've done a couple of videos, and I am doing a sharp one this week. I'll do it real quick so we can move on. So yeah, I've got a sharp video coming out. Sharp's Reckoning is called. I originally called it Sharp's Torment at the end of the last one, which I forgot about, but it's too late now.
In the Patreon bit, I'd like to talk about something my chat suggested to me today for a collaboration between you and me.
Ooh.
But it's
Oh no.
yeah.
Okay, you see how it's very subtle, but sometimes Rob's little eyes will glaze over and he'll still be smiling, but in his mind he's somewhere else, and it's
I do that.
and it's somewhere where he knows he'll get into trouble. He has this very specific
That's
face,
not
and
true.
it's
Don't
this.
out me to
it's this.
people.
Can I? It's that. His eyes kind of glaze over. But he knows he's about to cause some mischief, and that is.
That's
I
not
don't know
me.
what this is.
I do
but
that with Mrs. Peach.
guaranteed it'll be something controversial and mischievous.
No way.
Okay.
No way.
But-
So you're doing a sharp.
I'm doing a sharp.
You've done.
I did like a quick one on Horus Heresy. Well, Horus Heresy is available this week, isn't it?
We don't know that yet.
Oh, so
Yeah,
I
they're
reckon
being a bit-
our videos might spike up a little bit when that comes out.
Well, we can.
Which
we
is
can
why
hope.
I suggested them.
Something I was going to quickly say as well, but yeah, that's my video content, is I'd be interested for us to look back at this time last year when we did Juggz, because I think this time of year we had a similar conversation.
It's never been this bad.
Okay.
I've
It
had
has
like
for
3 in a row or 4 in a row that
Okay.
haven't done better. This is now 3 months.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did.
But yeah,
Sure she
you
did.
get lulls. I've had
Yeah.
lulls before, but what I'm saying is nothing that it's every single video is the worst performing video you've ever made.
I honestly think people are
And
burned
I'm not
out.
exaggerating
I think people
there.
are burned out on media.
Yeah.
Like, I think people are like, and also the stats suggest that, by
no.
the way, Gen Z are like, I want to give up my phones. Like Gen Z, Gen
Good
Alpha,
for
there's lots of
them.
adverts, lots of surveys that have been done. They're like, no, I'd rather not have a phone.
Well, I've been switching to my Tamagotchi recently because I'm just sick of
Yeah.
fucking looking at my phone because it makes me sad.
I just get lots of muscle mummies, so I'm fine.
Peachy,
Quick shout out to Scott Barnett as well. So he does this
Is
thing
he a
with
great
YouTube.
muscle mummy?
He's a great muscle mummy. And that's just a weird segue, I just realised. He's one of my patrons, Alaska Scott. He's the same at the moment. He's like burnt out with media.
Yeah.
And what he does though, he puts on his favourite YouTubers.
Oh, well,
all three
thank
of
you,
us.
Shout
And
out
he has
Alaska
them
Scott.
playing on in the background. He says, I don't watch it, I just have them playing.
Well,
I'm like,
for
"But
me,
thanks,
like making
Scott,
videos
thanks."
for me is an offline thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's kind of weird for me to expect online people to react to my offline hobby.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Which
Yeah.
is, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
interesting.
although there's a really good argument actually, and I was watching a video about this the other day.
Are we
about
making
the rise.
interesting content right now?
Yeah, why?
Okay, good. I just thought maybe we were being boring.
Well, no, we're just talking about. Honestly, I
What were
think.
you worried about?
I don't know. We just talked about our
Hey, chat. Let us know if it's been boring.
chat. How are you? I don't know. Maybe I feel like we've just left out everyone else in this episode. I hope everyone else is good.
Oh yeah, no, that's not true. No, I think it's an important thing to talk about.
Yeah.
I know.
And also, and this is what I'm trying to say, because the reason I brought up the AI thing earlier with like the authenticity is I think one of the things that I really love about what we do on Juggz, and I was going to say this earlier, is we just talk about what we're talking about, and we had a general plan for what we might talk about today, but it also doesn't have to be any of those things.
It wasn't.
Right? Because like I think a lot of the audience respond to and is really healthy is people just enjoy like having a chat about the things
My
that we're going through.
vulnerabilities.
Like because I have a Twitch audience I talk to every day. I've already done a stream today, but several of them will tune into this because they'll be like, I want to hear what Rob's talking to about with Peachy and Louise and see what they're doing. And you'll have audiences that come for this as well, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
this is,
absolutely.
This is a catch-up chat.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, I will make a point because I feel that's probably where your mind is as well. It's like we are well aware there's bad stuff happening in the world, but we are talking about our job and our like careers and our
First world
our insights
problems
in the
doesn't stop things being sad
No,
sometimes.
no, we can't. We can't.
You can
prevent
No,
it.
it's
understand-
not a first world problem.
But also,
No, but you know what I mean? When people are like, oh, first world problem, when it's like, I'm really sad that my cat died or something.
All right, yeah.
Or
no.
like, oh, I'm really sad because I left my sandwich on a train.
No, pain
it's
pain,
still
pain,
sad.
pain is perspective based.
Yeah,
but also
exactly.
people watch these back many years later, and the current climate's different.
I don't
so
want
it
to
makes
feel
a
out of
difference.
touch as well.
No, we're not
I
out
don't
of
think
touch.
that's the case.
We're not out of touch.
No,
we're just
you're
talking about
You're a literal open fucking wound of empathy. Yeah, that's not the case.
I cry at everything, even when it's not me.
I cried at Herbie.
But also, PeachCon is coming up.
Oh yeah, PeachCon.
Tell us
Yeah,
about
so
PeachCon.
I need to put out a couple of social media posts to let the public know. But I've let my patrons know. John Sanders, thank you, John. He's
Thanks,
been helping
John.
me out
Shout out,
loads.
John.
He's sorted out Ticket Bright, so there's like tickets available.
Whoa.
If you are a patron, you get a free ticket. If you're not a patron, it's a £6. It makes sense to be a patron because the lowest is £3. But also the downside there is that you might forget to stop being a patron.
Oopsie poopsie.
Oopsie poopsie.
Oopsie poopsie.
But I am doing a sort of slightly more expensive ticket where
A
you get
VIP.
a VIP bag of
Oh, the
goodies.
swag bag.
Swag bag, yeah.
Whoa, the loot
I've never
boot.
done it before, so I'm not sure if I'm underpricing, overpricing. So I've got like mugs and stuff and random
Your
bits
mugs
and
were
bobs.
really nice last
quite
year.
like
Yeah,
mugs.
that's one of my
Like,
favorite
that was a
mugs. It's got
high-quality
It's
mug.
a soft touch mug.
What's in
It
your
is.
swag bag?
So at the moment, it's a mug.
Yep.
The same one from last year. I want to put. I'm talking with Tom. We're going to look at potentially getting a miniature made. But there's other random things. There's a signed photo of me and Sharp.
No, there isn't.
Made-
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. I've got
That's
that for
strong.
some- Not actual proper Sean Bean. It's like Liz did an amazing Photoshop of me being married to Richard Sharp. That's the photo you get.
That's good.
There'll be some sprues in there. There'll be some like treats and toys and stuff like
that's
that.
great.
So it's like £35.
That's
for the
really
ticket.
good.
Again, I'm not sure if that's like too much, too little. But
No.
We could chuck in like something like a dice or a patch or something.
Oh, dice.
Yeah, if you want.
Obviously, the space is available for you guys to have a stand there. I was talking to Tom about that, so it's up to you if you want to go or just rock up. You're more than
I think Tom
welcome.
would be very keen
Yeah.
if you ask Tom, he'll be like instantly yes.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
got
We
vendors.
but FYI to everyone, Louise, me, and Peachy, I think you've semi-confirmed.
Yes, yes.
Tom and Ash and a bunch of people. We're going to Tabletop Scotland.
We're going
Yeah.
to Scotland.
Scotland!
So,
Which
I didn't know
is
this. I never heard
September.
of this thing.
I've heard of it a lot, but I'm
Yeah.
Scottish.
Oh, yeah.
It's apparently I've never been, but I've wanted to go loads. It's
Hmm.
just like it's like one of the. I think it's like ChillCon sized.
Okay.
Okay.
But in
But it's
Scotland,
over a couple of days. It's like
Yeah.
3 days.
Yeah.
We're also all of us are also doing the 2-day new ChillCon next year.
Yes.
As also,
Yes.
so ChillCon's on for 2 days, and we're doing a double Juggz.
Apparently
that
so.
announced?
Double
Yeah,
D.
a double D Juggz.
Double D.
was that
Juggz.
announced?
Yeah. Well, they've announced that they're doing it.
There you
What,
go.
for 2 days?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
Are you worried I'm leaking?
Yeah.
I've
Always.
signed nothing.
Ooh, that sounds
I'll
bad.
leak whatever I need.
No, but it's like, you
He's
know,
the honest
a gentleman's NDA.
I love the concept of a gentleman's NDA. A little cheeky gentleman's
How
NDA.
Rogue Hobbies operates, where I'm like, do you want to see a goblin? Gentleman's NDA.
Louise is doing like a Sopranos. She's like, we didn't sign anything, but you know what it's like.
You know what it's like. Anyway,
So,
gentleman's
yeah.
NDA.
But yeah, PeachCon, 10th of August.
Okay, very exciting.
Sunday.
Very exciting.
What are you up to?
I've moved into a new studio.
Good.
I think, like, I have so many video ideas that I want to do right now.
I have so many video ideas I want to do with you as well.
But
And you.
yeah, but so like my main videos that I want to do right now, and I think my next video, because like I have been moving this week, I haven't had a lot of time to like paint or anything. Yoink. We just got off doing our big 2 weeks of filming.
Yep.
Yeah.
I might just do a little mini update on my channel.
I think that's a good decision.
Yep, I just might be like, do you want to walk through the journey of me building my new studio? And by me, I mean all my friends.
And it's also worth saying, like, you know, it's giving you an opportunity to analyze what have you enjoyed from the past year and a half.
Oh, it was a bit emotional packing up my own old office and
I
finding
bet,
all
yeah.
the old videos that I did. And
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I feel a bit cryy.
That's okay.
But it has been,
Well, it's
it's like a
new.
big, well, it's like, I don't know, man. It has been nice having my own channel, and I do really appreciate everyone. And it was a big deal moving into a new studio and packing up all my little videos that I did in there, not thinking anyone would like them, and now they like them, maybe. But I might just do a little channel update like that. And then, like, I wanted to almost do a tie-in video, which I might sort of semi-put into that, which is, whilst I was packing up everything, I found everything and I organized everything. So I'm like,
smart.
so many things that I've been like sent or I've bought or I've like traded with people, but like little indie game miniatures that I love, like my statuesque miniatures, Tina's stuff, and Meridian. Like there's so many things that I want to make videos on. So I wanted to do like my favorite small miniature manufacturers as a whole video.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think it even needs to be that serious. Like, I think that's a great idea, but it can just be like, I have this box, I liked it. Someone just gave me this 3D print, I like it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, this is it. At the beginning, I'm gonna have to. So, in like 2016 beauty YouTuber times,
Oi.
they used to have like a code at the top of the screen for like gifted, sponsored, paid to do this and stuff. And I might bring that
okay.
back, but
Yeah.
I'm going to make it very clear that whilst if anything is in the video that I've been given, it's technically an ad, because that's how it works. Like,
I guess so.
yeah, it's kind of, it feels disingenuous because...
What do you mean? Sorry, say that again.
So if you're given anything,
Yeah.
like
It's an ad.
anything, it's technically an ad,
Okay.
right? Like that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Like I think by law, you have to declare that you were given it or else, and it's an ad.
But you just have... Well, it's not paid content, is it? That's what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
I think me giving you a rascal is different because we're literally friends. But if like, what's a good example? So Andrew Meridian May,
Yes.
who makes like all the like old miniatures that go like the marginalia,
Yeah,
weird
yeah, yeah.
medieval ones. I really liked his work. I'm a big fan of his stuff. And he found out and he sent me a bunch of minis. I'm like, oh my God, incredible. I wouldn't consider that to be an ad because I would have bought them anyway. I genuinely want to show them off. But because I got them for free, it's an ad.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like an ad because I don't talk about anything I don't want to talk about and I wasn't paid, but it is still technically an ad.
I don't know if that even counts technically as an ad because
It technically is because
Okay.
I got it for free.
Oh, wow, I don't even think about that. I like that. I'm going to paint it.
I know, but I'm overly conscious of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like if I ever did
Do you know what I
anything
say about those
wrong,
people
I would
that
die.
comment about that?
What?
They can fuck off.
I know, but they're
It's
not.
got nothing to do with them.
But I'm
your video.
unfortunately, like I respond to stuff like that, and I want to be really good all the
Yeah.
time. I can't sleep if I think I've done anything
I
wrong.
did
and
have
I might
someone
get in
like go,
trouble.
why are you talking about the stuff that you've clearly been given? I was like, I've paid
Because
for
it's
everything in my
cool.
backdrop. Take a hike.
Take a
Get
hike.
Take a hike.
Take a hike.
Wind your neck in.
Like this is it. I would never. Like I can't see a world where I would do an advert for something I didn't
Believe in.
genuinely
Yeah.
want to make a video about. I've never
Yeah.
made a video on something I don't want to make a video
No.
about. If the things in that video are in that video, it's because if I bought them, they would be in the video.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I found it on the street, they would be in that video. So it doesn't feel like an ad, but I'm going to have to disclose, like, basically this whole video is an ad.
Yeah,
Which
I'm-
kind of, I don't know, it takes away from the, it's why
So one
I've
thing-
never used any Gundam that Bandai gave me in any video. Because I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
that
want
makes-
people to think they've bought my enthusiasm because they
Yeah.
haven't.
No, you've made Gundam so much money and paid them so much money for the privilege. All you do is buy Gundam kits and all you do is make Gundam videos
Yeah.
and advertise Gundam. And I'm like, you are a stupid, stupid fuck.
But people already, like, I saw this really crappy
Like,
comment.
it's really funny watching people be like, oh yeah, you're getting sponsored. I'm like, no, she's dumb. She's a dumb ass.
I saw because Katie, who plays Katie 40K from Tabletop Tactics. Hi Katie. She's recently got into Gundam.
Yeah.
Like she's discovered it and she's like, oh shit, this is fucking great. And I saw this really crappy comment, which was someone in our comment section was like, why are all the 40K people getting into Gundam suddenly? Which is a fine comment because they have. And I'm like, because it's fucking dope.
Because the plastic
cool.
sprues are so well done.
But then there was this person being like, oh, because Bandai is like sponsoring them all.
No.
And I'm like,
It's not a thing. Stop making things
it's
that don't
because
exist.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I've been sent
I disagree with
so
that,
many
but-
stuff. I've been sent a lot of stuff that
So-
I haven't made videos on because like I don't know, but Gundam, I just genuinely like, I hate people. One of my big
hate people?
No, let me finish this sentence. I
Finally.
love people.
Finally.
One of
Let
my-
it flow
one of
through
my-
you,
Don't let her
Louise.
finish, don't let her finish.
Yeah, let it flow through you.
Right now I'm feeling it. One of my big things that I hate is being misunderstood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like when people like,
Yeah.
because I remember Gundam Assemble coming out and they're like, oh, I guess this is why Bandai's been paying all the 40K creators to make videos for them. It made me really sad. sad.
Oh.
Sucks.
One, I'd like to have seen that money, if that's...
I know, that's why I'm like, I don't know about anyone else. I know,
That's why
I know.
I'm sat here like, you're dumb.
Well,
Yeah.
I know,
You dummy.
I know Katie, I think they sent the Tabletop Tactics guys like a bundle, Bandai did, but that's super fucking cool, right? And she's genuinely discovered she loves it because they got sent a little bundle. She got a Tamagotchi too, which is fun. But
Bandai's
that's
got
cool.
loads of money. Katie, get your bag, man. Like,
But
your
she's
bag.
not getting her bag because she's just spending money on content now.
Well, then, no offense, Katie, you're also a dumbass too. Yeah? You're a dumbass.
Speaking of which, Katie hooked me up with what will be kind of a sponsor.
Okay.
I told you about this. It's a guy that makes like Warhammer pegboard
Oh, yes.
stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah,
will be featured in stuff. But again, that's something I genuinely wanted.
Thing is,
so
I like, from my point of view, let's say I was going to do a video on Frostgrave,
yes.
and then in an alternate universe, I was going to get paid by Frostgrave to do the video I was going to do
You'd be
anyway.
like, fuck yeah.
The enthusiasm the same, the video is the same.
Yeah,
What difference does it
literally.
make? That-
Because,
I mean, it's
because
just an interesting point.
people are
Like,
skeptical.
yeah, I just my point is like if there was like 2 videos identical, which like I've been paid by this one, and I've not been paid by this
Yeah.
one, it's exactly the same apart from maybe like my lines are slightly
Yeah.
different. What's the difference?
People are
I
really
think it's-
skeptical.
But I think in a world of online content that is endorsed, is paid for, like there's almost the news has sponsors and backers. Like newspapers have like agendas, like because
Of
even
course, yeah, yeah.
like
This
I
is-
own a newspaper, but my stocks and shares for my pension are based in like petroleum. So all of a sudden, my newspaper is very pro petroleum. Like whatever it might be, like there's so
Yeah,
much of
people
the
are
things that we see online and especially social media stuff where like money is a factor of like what gets said, right? Like
Absolutely.
or
So-
not get said. So when people naturally are distrustful
Of influencers.
of influencers, I guess. Like, and I think that's a really healthy place for the viewer
so
to
someone
Yeah, yeah.
explained this to me, and I was like, oh, I kind of get it. Like, it's all well and good for us to be like, but we're the good ones. Why doesn't anyone instantly understand
That's
that?
fair, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, kind of fair. I think it's
Yeah.
safer. Like, and I wouldn't make comments about it. Obviously, that's kind of different for people to assume, know they're correct in their brain, and make a shitty comment based on their assumption because they think they're right. But I think it's fair that people are skeptical of ads and stuff. Like, I don't know. Like maybe
Keep
not
doing that.
not everyone is as genuine as us, and I guess like
or as
it's-
cool,
Well, not
Or
as
I don't
sexy.
know.
Oh,
You're
I'm
talking
sorry.
about you.
or as hot.
You're
Or as
literally
honest.
or as anxious. Anyway,
The anxious wargaming.
me,
You should start that channel.
the anxious painter. It's just nothing ever gets posted. It's just every week. Sorry, I can't do this.
Can I tell you one of my favorite phenomenons that
Yes.
really only seems to exist on Instagram, and my love to them all. But it's like when a dude finally decides that they're going to like start painting some normally 40k and they start their Instagram channel and they're like, I'm the grumpy, sad, angry, old painter. And you're like, you don't have to be that dude. Like,
You could have been anything.
That's their username.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
like lonely dad painter, and I'm like, dude, you don't have to be that.
One of our favorite painter is.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't need to be you.
Yeah.
You can be anything.
Think about mediocre hobbies making like 6 videos a week.
That's not mediocre
That's
at
not
all.
fucking mediocre,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
That's kind of better than you're kind of dunking on us, dude. Like if that's mediocre, I'm fucking sub. Like,
Subterranean.
yeah,
indeed.
you could be anything online, man. You could be the sexy.
I'm the impaler.
Okay, so
Anyway,
Whoa.
Rob,
Yes.
what are you up to?
Yeah, what are you up to, Rob? We don't ask about you.
The past couple of weeks, or the past week actually, because we're doing Juggz now. Great, every week. Love that. Edited Juggz, uploaded it. Shout out to everyone. Didn't put it on.
Thanks out to.
Didn't put it on the podcast. Screw you. Maybe I'll do it in the future. Then,
It's a lot.
yeah, but what else have I done? There's been a bunch of Age of Sigmar stuff because we're in the new season.
Yeah.
Which is cool. There's also been a bunch of old world stuff. There was me and Val, I think, had a really fun. I recorded 3 videos yesterday, so I'm a bit tired today.
Yeah,
So it was like
you need
6
a little day off to do some games.
Yeah, it was like 6 hours of recording. But I did a stream today as well, and it was really, really fun.
Yeah.
But we talked. There was this really fun Cathay article that came out.
Hollywood was in it.
Holly was in it. Shout out to Holly.
Love ya.
JTY and a bunch of the other people.
Shout out to JTY. Love ya. Who else was in it?
Young Dan, your friend Rob.
Young Dan. All the buds.
All the
Shout out
buds.
to everyone in SDS. You guys are the best.
And lots of people commented that they think it was like the best Warcom article they've seen in a long time.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look. I'm looking it up now. Cathay Warhammer.
Yeah, because it's a kind of like conversation about the Cathay range and how the design, where the designers got the information from. Not really much about the design, a bit about the design
so
process.
it's essentially just like how we were like honorable to the source material,
and where we found source material,
That's
how
cool.
we integrated it into the to the old source material, so they'd always been there, sort of thing. But also, just by the way, China, we're not being disrespectful at all. Like
That's
they're
really
like,
important.
No, it is really important. But there was like two
I
things.
feel bad for being good at the didgeridoo now.
There were two things that were like. I'm skipping that. There were two things that were like I think happening at the same time. There was like one was like, hey, obviously this is China coded, but like we're not trying to do a lot of cultural appropriation here. Like we're trying to be respectful, but also at the same time, China is the massive market for Games Workshop.
Yeah.
We all know that Games Workshop always wanted a massive like amount of money from China. Like it's a huge burgeoning middle class now.
Yeah.
And they wrote this whole article that was like, hey, there's no skull. Like basically they were just saying it was like in some ways
Map.
there was a map for sure.
Sweet.
Map.
So there was like
maps,
it was
Wally.
like in some way like a fluff piece because they were like hey, China, this is safe. Can we sell this in China? Sort of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are the Chinese people like, fuck you, this sucks, this isn't us?
China has a lot of stuff that gets like Magic the Gathering cards, for example. They'll change art when it sometimes gets sold in China because it doesn't pass like decency laws. I guess they have something similar because they do have like a pretty like.
That's stunning.
but-
What is it, Louise?
Oh, wait, have you seen this came out today?
No, I'm not seeing any of this
Old
stuff
World
today.
Almanac, a short history of. Have you not seen this?
No, because I've been here.
Oh my
I
god.
mean,
I've literally been sat here
this
talking.
is done.
Yeah.
Not to be that guy, but do China care about our history? Because half the time they're big boobed night
doesn't matter.
mummies.
It doesn't
No,
matter.
this is my point. It's like, why would
Well,
that
I mean,
matter?
ultimately, Warhammer already has like everything. Like for USA, they're straight up geared. Marines are straight up geared for like for the US, right? North America.
Right, I see
Like,
what you mean,
do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is like anyway, it was a really fun chat we had.
Yeah.
But also it was a bit one of those challenging chats where it was a company kind of dancing around like some pretty heavy subjects like cultural appropriation, not cultural appropriation, like is it a homage? Like lots of stuff, right? Like, you know, so many things are on the nose, and we've talked about Warhammer Fantasy for a long time, being like, you know, sometimes it's just it's pretty not well framed. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's just a good chat. So I did that yesterday. Did a bunch of stuff about Age of Sigmar, which was really fun. I've been printing a bunch of stuff. I've got an event this weekend, which is the UK Age of Sigmar Masters.
Ooh.
Which is shout out to Rob. Rob tracks all of the players across the year, the top qualifying people. We invite them all to just come play, and then someone will win. They'll be like, "You're the best. Well done.
Around.
You're the best this year in England or in the UK," which is cool. I haven't organised it super well, so like it's not perfect. But then I'm creating like a charter so that everyone who comes this time can like be like, I'll be like, hey, you can all vote amongst yourselves now to choose who's going to be the organizer of it next year, and hopefully, and then it gives a
Oh,
reason.
it's a little bit like Age of Sigmar Worlds.
Kind of like that, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like that, exactly.
Kind of like that, exactly. But the idea is to give a bit of because previously there used to be something like the Masters, but then that person just stopped playing Warhammer.
Oh,
so
That
it
happens.
just so yeah, of course it just happens. But what I want to do is create.
Did he
a
find Trench
system.
Crusade?
No,
Got
he
a girlfriend.
Nah, he just wasn't able to make any money from it, so he left. But
Well,
like,
that also is relatable. Like, if you're putting a lot of time into something that can't support you, then try
yeah,
something
absolutely.
else.
No, I agree with you 100%. But yeah, so I want to create something where like. I don't know if I died or like if something.
Excuse me.
But like, what I mean is
Well,
like.
wow,
it can,
wow, woo. I ain't running no master series.
No, I'd like it to
I mean,
exist.
don't die.
Yeah, I'd like it to exist outside of myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
also I want
but
to avoid.
also
I want to avoid the
dying?
idea of being like Rob's doing because he wants to be in charge.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
You don't want it to become a monarchy where you're the king of it.
Yeah, exactly.
You want it to be a democracy where people can vote for
makes
For
what
sure,
they want.
for sure.
I like that.
So like,
But also don't die.
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Although I have put in
Wait.
in the charter, so Rob, who does the stats because he does them every week, like. And I love Rob, and I think he's great, and he does so much for the community.
great.
He has a permanent seat on the council, yeah, and cannot be elected out.
he
It's
needs
like
to
in
be
the
there.
charter.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But what happens if he becomes the king?
No, he also can't be voted into that
Okay.
He's
position.
like the jester. He has like
He's
what's
the
it called?
jester,
Like
wow.
what's it called? Immunity.
Yeah, he has immunity.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because jesters used to have like joke immunity where they're the only one that can make fun of the king and they can't be like slaughtered for it.
Sweet. But how far can they go? Though? That's
Oh,
the question.
literally,
Really far.
really
Oh,
far,
really?
because they had like court. I think it was called court immunity.
Yeah.
So he's the
never knew
jester
that.
who has court immunity.
I
Yeah,
know
only-
that you get
only
away with
does the
some
numbers.
stuff, but I didn't realise that was
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
jesters
level.
had court immunity.
So-
I think they could still probably be beheaded, but
I would.
And then I have an event next weekend, which I'm working towards. So I decided to put out like this little small 500 point event
cute.
for Old World. We did these cards, we did maps, tried to make it look really, really professional. And the uptake has been crazy,
Yeah.
which is really exciting because one
well,
of the
people
things
are excited for it.
really excited
Oh,
about it.
good.
Both this one
500
and one in
points.
like 5 months is sold out.
Wow.
And I've had to keep releasing tickets.
I
and
I could play if it's 500 points.
Exactly. And then we did a bunch of these really nice cards. We gave it like a bit of a brand. We made these really nice cards and loads of people have picked them up, which is super nice. And then like they give you like the format and how to play, which is really exciting for me because one of the things I really want to do in the future, especially for Old World, is I want to design like I try to describe this correctly. I want to I want to create regional mission sets where they are so like it's not if you and me have like what's your favorite Old World army? Let's go.
I
each.
like orcs and goblins.
You like Orcs and Goblins?
Dwarfs or Empire. It's hard
Okay,
to pick.
perfect.
And
That's
you can
perfect.
be Kathy.
Fine. Okay,
Hi,
nice.
Kathy.
Hi,
Yeah,
Kathy.
hi, Kathy.
I did
Thanks.
accidentally type in Warhammer Community Kathy a few times. And I was like, who's she?
Who's she?
Who is she? Who is she? Why is she getting her own army? Someone should do an army of Kathys.
They should. That
Not
would
an
be
army of
great.
Karens, though.
Karens.
don't
No,
want
No,
Karens.
no, no way.
Anyway, so you're
Yeah.
Kathy.
But
Kathy.
so when we play a game, like we're kind of in this nebulous place, right?
Yeah.
It's normally a green map,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
couple of
yeah.
hills,
Yeah.
and you're like, it's somewhere.
Yeah.
Whereas I want to create like, so for like, let's say dwarfs, for example, I'm like, okay, cool. If me and Louise are playing Cathay versus Orcs and Goblins, but we're fighting in the Dwarven Kingdoms, what would the special rules be?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Didn't they used to have like remember those little hexagon boards you used to get in old
Yeah, they have,
Games
like,
Workshop?
campaign
Yeah,
things.
campaign
Yeah,
boards.
yeah,
Yeah, but I want to create like the idea. The idea is that I could run an event, or you could have like a weekend of gaming with your friends,
Yeah.
where you play Old World exactly how you would normally
Yeah,
play
yeah,
Old
yeah.
World. Be like, hey, this weekend, do you want to like let's all like I don't
Let's
know,
go to the swamp.
let's do the swamp area
Yeah,
mission
yeah.
set, and then like we could like I don't know, all dress up as like swamp people,
Shrek.
whatever. We'll do a seafood boil.
Nice.
We're like. Yeah, Louise is in.
Oh my god, I want to do. Wait, if it was for Age of Sigmar, I would want to do Ideneth, so you get to go to the frickin' Sea Life
Yeah.
Center.
So now I'm kind of asking mymyself. Actually, now you said that.
Oh my god, can we play a game of Warhammer in the Sea Life Center? Oh,
Sweet.
That's not what I was thinking.
Yes, come on.
what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you?
Literally a million reasons. The non-existence of a giant board, the water.
You could just play it in the rock pool.
Get a Lilo, stick the board on it,
Yeah.
magnetize it.
Let us play a game of Warhammer
I don't
in
think the Sea Life. I don't think the Sea Life Centre will let
Get
us
the little
put.
ruined ship and go.
Honestly, this
No,
is.
you're right. I'm just. I'm a problem
you're
causer.
a fun sponge.
Yeah, I'm a fun sponge. I should
You're
just.
a fun sponge.
You're right. I should not do that.
I wonder
So,
if
yeah.
I can paint a miniature with a shark. I don't think they'd let me. It might be toxic.
This is why she'd be a good gamer, because there's nothing she's just said that is in any way related to what we're talking about.
You could also do a video which is the best white next to the great white.
Which is the least likely to? Which color does the shark hate?
And then I come along and I go slice, and then run
Which
off.
space marine? My great white shark rates all the space marine legions is a great idea, Rob. You're
And
right.
he'll go for the white
That's what I
scars.
said.
The Caradons.
Hates
Carcadons.
ultramarines.
fine.
Loves the sea.
Oh yeah, you give him
hates
one. You give him one. He's like, "Do you want to eat that? Do you want to eat that?"
Yeah,
No.
honestly,
no.
can we do a shark rates on my Warhammer armies?
That sounds amazing.
No, you're right. Let's do that.
yeah,
I apologise.
I'm gonna call the Sea
I'll
Life Centre
organise
tomorrow.
that. No problem. I'm on it.
I'm gonna show it pictures of
Okay.
Horus and see if it goes. "Ugh."
Do that again.
He does a little gag.
Shark's renowned for that. Yeah.
He could pick what legions are heretics.
So, ooh.
Based on vibes.
Oh, based on vibes, vibe checks.
Vibe checks. A great white shark vibe checks.
I need you to know, Louise, I really want you to just get some like pretty normie ladies in your new studio, and I want you to just vibe check with a couple of like bottles of Prosecco.
My sister.
Vibe check.
My
Marines.
sister has she wants to do a video with me, and I might do me and my sister get drunk and vibe check Space Marines. I think that could be really fun.
I agree. I would watch the fuck out of that.
We may do it like in our PJs on the sofa with just like a massive bottle of Prosecco, and we just get pissed and vibe check Space Marines.
I'm in.
Like
That would be good.
I'm a fan. Okay, anyway, what were you saying?
No, nothing. I have that event.
That
It's
sounds
going
fun.
well. People are excited, but I do. Because the terrain maps have got our new terrain that we've designed.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
that we
Looking
have got
cool.
sculpts for. Yeah. So I have printed out 24 hills, 24 bits of terrain. I got painted by next weekend.
Whoa.
So
Yeah,
pretty
you found
fun.
the box of them, and you were like, "Oh, good,"
Yeah, I was like,
but
oh,
also,
good.
"Oh,
Yeah.
terrible."
But also loads of exciting things, loads of videos to make.
And do
so
you want to make a new channel?
I want to make a couple of new channels, maybe 3.
Whoa! I can
Yeah.
barely handle one.
Well, because we do different stuff. Like you create, I ultimately react. I react and I help people learn. Like is ultimately, and some people are like, also give me a hot take.
Sorry.
Well, I don't even know what this means.
You're like, honestly, what I've always said about Rob is, you know Hal from Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah.
Nice.
You know Hal? Rob's like the Hal of wargaming.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I've always, and everybody I've met, this fucking
I see that. I see that.
Everyone I've ever met has always said Rob is like the Hal of wargaming.
It's one
He's
of
just
my proudest moments.
such a humble,
to be called the Hal of wargaming.
humble, sweet guy.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Anyway, I might. So I earlier in the year I wanted to like do these extra things, and it's not that I haven't found time to do the extra things. I think, like I said in the other videos, I've not felt that self-confidence, or I haven't really been able to like work into it. I'm really, really amazed by the way that you two work. Right, and the way that I work is very different.
Yeah.
So I've really enjoyed that. So I'm going to change maybe what I do, and then I'm going to start looking at some other game systems, because I think something I am good at that people do say I am good at is learning games and explaining games to people.
Yeah,
For sure.
Because people are a bit like, because you do
Also,
look at a rule
that's,
book.
you're a tutorial guy, and as we know, they're the background of society.
Me and those Indian guys
Yeah.
just creating YouTubes, like, this is how you build an army list. You're like, oh my God, thank God.
I mean,
This is
you're moving
boring.
from
but
a Mexican child in a nativity to an Indian guy now.
The
That's me.
nativity villain.
I was not the nativity
You
villain.
are the nativity villain.
You are now, apparently.
So yeah, I'm going to do that, which is fun. I'm going to start with the Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
Because that's out soon, and I personally want to play that. And some of the new stuff, which brings us really nicely into us talking about the Horus Heresy. And what do you both think about it?
I like big pauldrons.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like the
Saturnine.
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 I've always liked the look of the Horus Heresy stuff.
I like a beacon.
And from an army painter's point of view, I can get more painted, and I enjoy painting them because they're not.
They're not
So
as big
both
and
chaos,
detailed.
well, they're not even chaos by that point, but both loyal and traitors. And obviously all the different marks of armor are all very interesting and stuff, but I enjoy painting them more. And there's less trim. I know it sounds really weird.
Oh yeah, nothing's. Oh, you're so right there.
And you
Nothing's
can
got
just
trim. That's how I managed to paint one in like 2 hours.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
because
the
I was like,
trim-
this is the quickest I've ever painted a Space Marine. I'm like,
But
why?
also, they're quite, and this is what I found with like some sci-fi models I've painted in the past. When there's lots of flat armor panels, it allows you as the painter to add a little bit of extra texture that you want to add.
True, true.
So sponge chipping or weathering or like oil stains and stuff. And that's what I really like about the Heresy stuff. So all the different marks that they do, I'm really keen on. And like building that box that you sent over to me was just a pleasure. Normally I'd like cut details off. I'm just like, I want to kind of add stuff to this guy actually.
Yeah, they're really cool. Shoulder
perfect.
pads being in 2 different parts is the
was
only
weird.
criticism I have
Yeah.
of those kits.
Yeah.
It's silly billies. But apart from that, they're fucking lovely.
Also, someone pointed out to me the other day that you get an incredibly good deal on the
my
Heresy
God, you
kits.
get like how many
Because you
in
get
a box?
20 Marines in a
Yeah,
box
yeah.
versus 10 or 5 or 3 if you get
Is
like
it,
those
is
Grey
it
Guard
20?
vets.
I thought it was
20.
It's so many.
You get 20 in a box, because that's
I
actually
was
mirrored
shocked.
with what happens in the old world, because generally it's cheaper to buy into the old world than it is to buy into like Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
So that's actually super interesting. like that you get so many more. So I actually wanted to ask you both because like Louise, some of the, like back in the day when you were working at Forge World, you worked in that like so you did some Horus Heresy stuff.
Yeah, I did some Horus Heresy stuff.
So like how do you and Peach, you were in the company at the time as well.
Did some probably army painting for Horus Heresy. Did some tutorials on it.
I definitely did for the box sets, Prospero and Chaos.
So do you remember? Can you wind your head back to like it all like getting started? Because it originally, if people don't know, was a product that came out of like Specialist Design Studios or Forge World at the time, and then became this kind of weird behemoth.
Well, it was already like a thing when I came into
when
the
you
department.
joined.
Yeah, it was already like
Mostly
I
resin,
think
wasn't it?
yeah, it was nothing was plastic, but yeah, I think I came in like book 7 or something, 7, 8, 9.
No,
Maybe
7
I'm wrong.
probably.
Really?
There wasn't a 9.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there might be a 9. Correct me in the comments.
Either way,
if you think.
I don't know. Either
think
way,
7 was the
I
last one.
definitely didn't come in at the start of the Horus Heresy.
Interesting.
It was already because we used to do like the Horus Heresy open days and stuff. So I knew it was like, and there was a group of people at my local in Aberdeen that played Horus Heresy. So I was aware of it, right? I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, that's a great point. Peach, you would have been.
What's a great point? There were some people that played the great point.
Oh well, I was trying to save you because you
podcast host
because I was trying to save you because you ended with I don't know, and
yeah,
I'm like,
what was
okay.
the question?
Well, the question
There wasn't really a question.
Okay.
I
agree.
I was
My
going to say
fault.
I've got some experiences.
So do you remember when it was announced? Was it ever announced?
So for me, it was really interesting. One of the things I found with Horus Heresy was Forge World has been that department of Games Workshop that always did the resin kits, the resin upgrade kits, and that was like a lot of 40k stuff. So you got like the marine bits, the dreadnought bits, the upgrades for your tanks. They were very big on the tanks. The old sort of Imperial armor books were very kind of cool to look at. It kind of felt like you're looking at a history book, like a World War II one. And then I can't remember exactly how it happened, but they got I guess the rights you could say to do Heresy, because obviously the books were super popular at that point. So they started doing that. They did all these like resin sets, and I think we sold quite a few when I was in retail at Warhammer World. But it wasn't. I noticed a bigger spike when I was in the design studio, and they did the Betrayal of Calth set, and then later on they did the Burning of Prospero.
So that's interestingly
cool.
like what I would technically call like phase 2 of the Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
If you were doing like
I think I
but
came
that's
in
when it
there.
all got
That's where I came
plastified.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, so because there was the entire resin thing, open days, like this whole kind of ecosystem, and then you got that first plastic kit.
What was the first one? Was it Betrayal? No,
Betrayal of Calth,
that was
yeah.
And that was the first like what is kind of a mainline thing. Although actually it's not before phase 3 in my brain, where they did that big influencer day, which was the last box.
Yeah.
They did a big influencer day, and then they did
Well, it was
like
a new edition, wasn't it?
yeah, but they were like, this is part of our 3-year rotation now. So it's like
Oh, they made it seem like one of the big
3 games.
Yeah, as opposed to like a Forge World product. It was like mainline Warhammer made by Forge World.
I think that was the big turning point, was
Yeah.
that open day, and then the big box Age of Darkness.
Age of Darkness, yeah, I think maybe. But yeah, because I was into the Heresy and playing the Heresy and going to the open days when it was just the resin time. I think I maybe started playing around book 4. So I don't remember. It's interesting. I wonder if maybe like it was really low key when the first book came out. I don't know.
I wasn't there.
I feel like it maybe. I'm like,
I've got a fun story.
Yeah.
So there was, and this is not everyone, but there was a particular clientele with Horus Heresy that were like, we're the elite hobbyists.
That
now.
was the guys at my local.
Yeah,
Like they
if
looked down on us
if
and our
you're
silly
into-
wano.
Oh, really?
Well, it felt
They were like the there was like a group of like 4 of them. They were very quiet and they were a bit like.
we're the grown-ups here. It's like historical war games.
Or maybe they weren't,
Sometimes
and
they get that.
we just laughed at them.
And this is again, before I have a chance to finish. Historical war gamers know their stuff, right?
Yeah.
They research the history, but sometimes there is that kind of like you get a bit of a perception is probably a better word.
It's okay. Just say you can say elitism if that's what you think
they
it
just
is.
feel like sci-fi is looked down on in comparison to like historical war games.
Right, okay.
Historical war games tend to be like, we've got the facts, we know all the stuff, we're really into this, we've got all the history books.
And we're smart as well because you're also learning.
Yeah. And
Nice.
I'm not saying that's all. I know I've had this in the past where people have like shot me down in the comments. It's like, not everyone's like that, but there is
No, God,
a
no.
certain category of people that do see it that way now. And I started to notice that with the Horus Heresy quite early on. But a fun story I remember bearing witness to was it was after the Betrayal of Calth set had come out. And,
Okay.
and
Carry
it
on.
might have been the Burning of Prospero set as well, because I can't quite remember the crossover between those two, and one was out when the other one was out.
Yeah.
But I remember being in the store and one of the staff was talking to a customer. And a lot of the Betrayal of Calf sets have come out as loose box sets.
Yeah.
So it was like plastic boxes, a bit like the one that you lent me.
Yeah.
And they're on the shelves, and he was like, and the guy was talking, he was like, these are perfect, because they're all designed to fit all the upgrade sets.
Yeah.
Which was a really nice move,
Which
very
we love,
clever
yeah.
move.
Yeah,
So,
that's great.
so the
Yeah.
plastic was compatible with the resin.
And this guy was like, I don't deal with kid materials. I'm a resin
You're
hobbyist.
lying.
No.
Wow.
That feels like one of those that
Yeah.
never happened
No,
stories.
I was
That's
there. I witnessed
insane
it.
that someone would
And
do
the,
that.
The staff member looked at me. I looked at him. I was like,
Wait,
I
he
mean,
said like
he's going to spend a
oh,
lot of money in your shop right now.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, so
I'll
like-
take the
You win.
adult toy.
Yeah, but it was a really
It's
weird
crazy.
sort of, I guess, moment of like, there are some people that probably see the Horus Heresy as like it's a resin kit only.
Well, it's on the website now as like 16 plus plastic, adult plastic.
Yeah,
I call it teenager.
Is it expert? Is it
Yeah,
expert
yeah, something
kits?
like that. Yeah.
Expert kits, yeah. And it's really interesting, but I really like the Heresy for its accessibility from certainly the plastic kits from like a painting point of view. I do think like any kind of like company, when it gets really into something, there's a danger of over detailing models. And
I feel like that with Rascal Town.
but then the characters, you want them to be over detailed, right? When you look at when we did the Primarch chat about like the 40k versus the so they are Heresy ones.
Yeah.
There were some super detailed ones, but they're your characters. They're the big guys.
Well,
on the paint, right?
I think what's really interesting is SES is really starting to like set itself apart as like the real crunchy, really unnecessary department, which I actually think like is really singing to me at the moment. Where they just put out the rules.
Oh, look how casual you look right now.
Oh, thank you.
Loving the
They
look.
just put out the rules for how a duel works in the new Horus Heresy,
What?
right? And it's so complicated, but awesome at the same time. So, like in the old world, as an example, in AOS, you can't do it.
Yeah.
If I want to fight a dude to fight a dude, I just charge them each other and I
Yeah.
fight, right?
Yeah.
And like, but you don't have to hit me. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, but in old world, I'll charge into a unit, and if you've got a champion or a character, and I've got a character, I go, I issue a challenge, and then if you don't accept, you can't fight.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But in the new Horus Heresy,
Gentlemanly.
it's like, okay, it's 2 characters in a unit, we can fight. You're like, we're gonna fight. You're like, okay, cool. Now that's the sub phase. Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna do the
Yeah,
fight bit. There's now a mini game.
Yep.
Draw your card, and you're like, card? What? Okay, have you chosen your gambit? I'm like, no.
What?
I've got what? Why have I got a gambit?
What's he doing there?
Yeah, no. What's he doing?
Why am I drawing?
What the Pictionary?
There's cards and gambit. I mean, what the hell's going on?
Right, I'm gonna pick my gambit. Which gambit gives me the best option against this character? What weapon does that guy have? Because he has a weapon that's actually better at doing duels rather than just
okay,
doing
yeah.
normal fighting. And you're like, this seems insane. And then you actually think about it and you think, yeah. Like, I will stop
Yeah.
a 2,000 point fight
To do
for a
that.
45-minute mini game
Absolutely,
sword
that's fun.
battle. I'll absolutely
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like, and a lot of people would be like, that's too complicated.
Yeah.
That's too over the top. That's too much. A bit like with a mini, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's too complicated. That's
Yeah.
too much. It's too over the top. But actually, having the option, if everyone decides it should be streamlined
Yeah.
and clean and
Yeah,
neat
yeah.
and very accessible, it doesn't allow you to
Yeah.
get deeply, weirdly in the weeds.
Yeah. Ooh.
You
You
know what I
like
mean?
being in the weeds, so
Yeah, I think both of you like
I'm
being in the
more
weeds, but
of a
about
weed
Different
thwacker.
kind of weeds for me.
Yeah,
Do you-
different weeds for different seeds.
Nice.
Different seeds
title
for
of the
different.
YouTube. Thank you for helping me come up with the thumbnail
Different
title.
seeds for different weeds.
Weeds.
So,
Yeah,
did you ever play War of the Ring?
I did not.
Did you ever play War of the Ring?
I don't think
So that
so.
was the grand battles for Middle Earth.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No.
Middle Earth.
Messenger.
There was a dual mechanic in that,
Oh, nice.
which was very well done. It wasn't quite crunchy as probably what the Horus Heresy one, but it was a really nice way because what you do is compare fight values, then you could secretly use like your might points to adjust
Oh, that's fun.
your fight values, and then there was other benefits.
Sounds kind of similar though.
But at the end of it, one of you had to die.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. This is you just apparently just duel until like or either someone leaves or you just die, someone dies.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? But apparently that like there's like even characters you can have that just adjust for that job. Like and I was reading it the other day and I was like, this is so cool. I want that in my life.
yeah.
But also like yeah. But I was what do you think the general like future is though? Because we're at the end of the Black Library books
Okay.
for the Horus Heresy. What do you think the future is
I
for
don't think
it?
the books are going to affect it because they're books. People can get them at any point, right?
But you think? Do you not think we're past the hype? Of
Okay,
it,
so like,
No,
what's
no.
the next big release? Like, are they ever going to do the Emperor? Are we doing the Siege? So the Siege of Terror will be a box set.
you think so?
Absolutely. They can make like 3 box sets out of Siege of Terror. Like, big one. Maybe when they start to do the Siege of Terror, one of the ones that I'd like to see is essentially like Sanguinius and the Blood Angels like holding off the fort at the door, right? That's a whole fucking box set.
It is.
Right? That's a great box set.
It
Who
is.
were they? Was it? I can't remember who they were fighting for the door. Was it just demons? Maybe. I can't
Maybe some
remember.
fucking demons.
World Eaters.
It might have been World
Yeah, I
Eaters.
think it's World
Either way,
Eaters.
that's a whole fucking box set,
Yeah.
isn't it? And that would be cool because, like, when you start to get the Siege of Terror terrain and it's like the Emperor's like throne room and like the stairs and stuff like that, that's gonna start getting really fucking
So
cool.
do you think they're just slow rolling? They're just like, edition 3,
Absolutely.
here's some Saturnine
Yeah, well,
stuff.
they did-
By the way, I guess you've never seen it before. Lol. You think they're just slow rolling?
Yeah,
Honestly-
because they did like what the like Prospero.
Yeah.
That's a book.
Yeah,
That's
that's a book.
just a moment in the Horus Heresy. Yeah, they'll just be slowballing. So I wonder what's like another cool one. What do you think? What do you think another cool box set from the Horus Heresy would be?
What I mean, they've got the whole dark mech thing to do.
Oh, you love Dark Mark Decanicus.
Mark Decanicus.
I like a skirmish of Flight of the Eisenstein. That'd be quite cool. Fight
Yes.
demons in the
Yeah,
ship.
on the ship.
Demons
the
in the
ship.
Horus Heresy is always
Isfan
been
would be
a
good. Oh, that's what the new one is, isn't it?
What?
Is the new set coming out? Is that Isfan based?
It's not Instagram based, I don't think. I'm not sure actually. I don't know actually. That's a great question. I don't know.
No, I'm
Yeah, we
not
I've
haven't done
been
the
very much
research.
involved in
Yeah.
the crunch of it.
I just want to say, I think just by listening to people getting engaged by it and it get excited and seeing how well it's doing, and when we were probably in the studio, that first box at the Age of Darkness and where it is now, I wouldn't be surprised if it overtakes Age of Sigma in like
Oh, you think?
numbers, or be at least like an even footing with like the second, because 40k is always me the first, right? And like Lord of the Rings was always the third. Well, it was the
Maybe
second
not
for a time.
anymore.
No, it was. No, it's like right down the ratings
Yeah.
now, I think, unfortunately. But for a long time in retail, like Lord of the Rings was the second core system and Warhammer was the third, and then Age of Sigma pumped that up to be in the second again. But from what I've heard and am aware of, I kind of think it's doing quite positively.
Horus Heresy.
Horus Heresy
Yeah,
to
maybe.
a point that it could compete quite well with Age of Sigma. Not to say that's a bad thing against Age of Sigma. It's a good place to be if you're.
Well, it's just it
Heresy
just
based,
feels
right?
like you can do so much with the Horus Heresy as well. Like you can do a lot with 40k.
Yeah.
But they've got with 40k they've taken the system to be this streamlined, very simple. Get into it, like
Yeah, yeah.
it's as like it's their kind of esport game, for lack of a better word. I know people are gonna be mad at
the
me. For,
chat's gonna what?
Louise, that's not my fault that they changed your game. Don't at me. They
No
have
one
made-
else in history has ever said Age of Sigmar is an esports game.
Okay, well, number one, 2 things.
Number 1, 2 things. It's such a wild way to say 3 things.
That's okay. I've already seen my rules. Doing number 1 and it being 2 things is really okay.
Number 1.
Number 1, phase 1.
Phase 1.
Phase 1 of
5
number 1.
things.
Yeah.
Category first.
40k and Age of Sigmar are clearly designed for like an esports short-term retention.
What do you mean?
Like they are. They're designed that way. They're
TikTok
designed.
generation.
They're designed.
Please
They're
don't
designed
downvote
for.
this video just because Rob said that. He's a quirky boy.
They are designed for that. Number 2, you're sat in a venue called the T Sports Arena.
I thought you were going to rebrand it.
No.
You literally said you might rebrand it.
No, I never said that. Tom said that, and I told Tom to fuck off.
I think me and Tom said that.
Yeah, no. But it means tabletop sports arena.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what it means. But can it be like the Symes?
Stop being mad that your what was once a narrative-driven like miniature
It's-
wargaming is now literally 4-ups for the kids. That's not my fault.
That's not what he's.
It is what esports is most
People are
of the
gonna be
time.
mad.
I'm
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to throw something in.
What do you think about that, Peach? What do you think about 40k being more like stream and chilled so that people can pick up and play it?
I don't think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not.
Honestly, from like the experiences I've played in the last 2 editions of 40k, I've hated it. And that's not to hate on the rules writers and the games.
Oh,
it's
God,
just
no.
It's just not clicked with me as a hobbyist now. I think my hobby's changed. I think you're probably right now. Let me be a bit more constructive about this. I think yes, it's designed in a way that it's aimed at entry level people with. don't want to say
I'm
short
not saying I
attention
don't want
spans,
it to be like not crunchy and not easy to play.
but I think it is, and I think it can be.
I just don't know if Rob meant that.
I find I struggle with the rules. That's why I like skirmish games now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the workshop rules now are just a bit too
complex.
not even complex, just not interesting. I just don't find them interesting anymore.
Interesting, but then because I think for Horus Heresy as the new one as a counterpoint is more crunchy, right?
Yeah.
Like as a whole thing. But anyway, that's a
I've got a
side
point
note
about-
for another time.
I've
But
got
like, I'm interested. Sorry, last thing. Do you think? Because Louise, you are a 40k fan.
Yes.
Do you think Horus Heresy is the 40k that you want that doesn't exist? Because you have said, both of you have said, you feel like 40k isn't
not really.
as exciting, or there's not as it's not as wowy. Or
Not really.
Okay.
One of the things I love about 40k is all the other weird shit that isn't Space Marines.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll agree with my
And the
point.
fact that it is like the Horus Heresy has happened. That's part of why I like 40k. It's
Yeah.
just different.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
My thing is, I completely lost my thing, but I agree with. So Horus Heresy, it's just Marines versus Marines pretty much for most of it. Yes, you can
Yeah,
talk
it's
about Dark
9 chapters
Mechanicus.
versus
Yes,
9
you can talk
chapters.
about the Imperial Army. But for the most part, it's Space Marines versus Space Marines. That can get old pretty quick. I did a campaign with some mates a long time ago, and that got old real quick from a gaming point of view. So what I will say, I remember what I was going to say. I don't dislike 40k. I love the background. I love the miniatures.
Mm-hmm.
I just find the game system just doesn't work for me at the moment. I think the
think
last
so.
time I really enjoyed 40k was like 8th edition maybe.
But what if you could just do duels? What if
I
you
don't
could pick
care.
one
I
guy
want-
and
I
do a
want-
duel?
I want Eldar. I want little
But then I want
screamers in the warp.
Inquisitor.
I want the heresy to have happened. I want fucking demon primarchs and shit.
Ah, nice. So for you, it's the narrative setting
Yeah.
versus the rules.
Yeah.
Fun.
I think I'm the same. I think
Okay.
narrative comes first for me. And then
Okay.
the rules have to be...
And also the cute miniature screamers are really cute.
The rules have to allow me to... Necromunda, right? They are a bit crunchy, but they allow me to tell my narrative better than what 40k can.
Cool.
So that's why I like Necromunda. Stargrave, Frostgrave, the game mechanic, I know it's not the same, but the game mechanic is so easy to pick up and learn, I can concentrate on the narrative because the rules are really straightforward, same with like Silver Bayonet stuff. And that's why I think I fall down with 40k nowadays. It's like, there's just so much going off and so much to remember that my brain melts. And I just don't enjoy it.
Yeah. Don't play brain melters.
No, I hate
Just like
brain
this
melters.
show has
It's
been
'cause
a
I'm
big
dumb,
long
everybody.
brain
It's 'cause I'm
melter.
dumb.
My
But I love the
brain
models. I love all the
feels
Horus Heresy models, but I
melty.
love all the 40k models. But I'd like painting Horus Heresy Space Marines more because they're easier and fun to paint, and I can add texture.
That is interesting. Well, listen, that's going to be our show today.
I don't know if that
because I
was-
see Louise is wilted and she needs a cup of tea. Plus, we have to make a Patreon episode.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So
Meow.
Yeah.
I mean meow.
I think you know what I'd like to do, Rob. I'd like to do more crunch on Horus Heresy a bit more because I feel like maybe I've been a bit disingenuous with both 40k and.
What do you mean
I don't
more
think
crunch?
you've ever
What do you mean
been
more crunch?
As in, like,
I'm disingenuous too.
That
As
would
in,
never
like-
be you.
Yeah,
no, as in
literally.
like I don't enjoy 40k rules. I need to probably like think about why don't I enjoy that and give some facts and stuff like that.
I feel the
from my
same
point
way.
Of view.
Yeah, yeah.
Because remember, I wanted to make a video of like why I'm just not as interested in 40k anymore, and I don't
Yeah.
want it to be like why everyone's. I want it to be like no, why actually
Because I really
am
like the Kill Team Ranges. I
And
really
maybe
like the
I'm
Kill
not.
Team
Would you
models.
both be up for like? And I guess it's also a question to the audience. Would you both be up for me taking you through some rules of either of those two game systems?
That sounds great.
Like, yeah, Louise is like
different
absolutely not.
reactions.
Yeah,
grown zone.
yeah. No, I personally think that's
no,
boring
yeah.
as fuck as well. But also like,
Great.
great. Let's not do
Let's
it.
all make it fun.
Well, I guess like because if you both either of you wanted to play a game, how do you're gonna go learn it? I don't know.
I only use one-page rules, I'm afraid.
Louise is like, I'm not playing.
I'm just gonna be like a disinterested teenager, like mom.
Mom.
Come
All
on.
right, we're not doing it. We've
Yeah.
changed our minds.
All right.
No, I
Yeah.
Louise
would.
hates
I
it.
would. I don't hate.
Love
No,
the
we're going to
models,
react to
hate
a
the rules.
TikTok of a guy who's playing a game badly. We'll do that instead.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
that's great. That'll
But-
be me.
Yes, please.
Thanks
That'd
for
be me.
watching, Juggz. I hope you've all enjoyed it.
Love you
We'll
all.
see you all next week. Let us know in the comments below
Stay
what you'd like to
safe,
see
stay
us
hot.
talk about. And then, yeah, you can say goodbye.
Goodbye. Stay safe. Stay hot.
Stay safe. Is that a sign out now?
Bye.